know.
Is she? So she's not a lesbian, or she is a lesbian?
No, she is a lesbian.
Okay. Well, it's a
She
great
not
way
not
to
that
start.
she didn't find it funny. It just. I mean, she didn't find it funny, but not that she took it offensively.
How old is she?
Old enough, Tigger. Old enough.
I mean, like,
Oh,
what is
you
it,
didn't,
22,
you didn't hear
23?
the joke. That's why it's like, yo, did you hear
Oh,
about the new did you hear
oh
that
yeah,
new medication?
49.
Did you
Oh,
hear
she
about the new
49?
medication that they made for
Oh
lesbians?
yeah, she don't know what tricoxagen is. She's done with
Oh
tricoxagen.
my God.
It's
She is
hilarious.
done with
I'm sorry.
tricoxagen.
It's hilarious.
She like, nigga.
Look, hey, go
Yo,
tell her.
thank
Hey,
y'all.
tell her to
Hey,
go
thank
tell her
y'all.
lesbian.
Welcome.
Tell her go tell her
Welcome.
lesbian friends. They'll get
Hey,
a laugh out of it. I promise.
we already in. People,
Yeah.
thank y'all for tuning in. We really appreciate y'all. This is the
Okay,
GasmaskTribe TV
once
podcast where we
that
filter out
once
that bull. Miss
Oh,
Chris, I gotta go into the intro.
uh,
Yo, notice this is going to be a great show tonight. Of course, I can't wait for this. We have great people that's going to be on the panel, as they already seen before. Yes, we have Miss Tiff. Miss Tiff is she has a great business that she runs also with some high officials. I don't really
very
like to get
successful
into
woman.
her business, but let's just say she's doing very well. And I'm pretty sure the audience already know Miss Cat. I've seen her here already. She's done her thing. And we have the one and only hey, you can't save the
Gotta
least for
say the best.
last. Miss Chris. What's good, Miss Chris? So
Hey, no, we didn't do the proper introduction. Here we go.
hey, that's my shit.
I feel good. Some James Brown.
Oh, not you getting up.
No, really, the shoulders.
You gotta do the bounce, my guy. How you never forget the bounce? You never forget the bounce. Y'all, I'd like to thank y'all for tuning in. This is the one and only great and the greatest show on the planet. GasmaskTribe TV podcast, where we filter out that bull.
Ooh.
Yes. Mhm. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that applause. You know what I mean? Took me a lot to say that. You know what I mean? How y'all been, man? Come on, really?
We got.
Yeah. We was talking about look, because y'all was going at it a little earlier about I was about the tricoxagen. Nobody knows. You know what I mean?
Yeah, funny.
Huh?
She wanted to hear the actual joke instead of the punchline, maybe.
Oh, that's I know.
Okay.
He just threw the punchline out there, and I was getting ready for it.
That's why it probably wasn't funny.
That's exactly why it wasn't funny. I get it.
Let's try it again. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
I'm not fucking doing it again. It's dead. Okay.
No. Go ahead. Girl.
The cock is limp.
Go put that shit in the motherfucking blender, blend it up, and shoot that shit somewhere else. Like, there's
Notice,
It'll
I'm
echo.
gonna let you go ahead and redo it. My
Okay,
bad.
it's never too late to start over.
Here we go. I'm gonna take ourselves off the camera, and you guys are gonna have a moment. Okay, we're going off the.
Let me go fluff it. Let me go fluffy. You ready? You know what I mean? Is she listening?
I'm listening.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
I'm waiting.
Hey, you know they coming out with all this medication and stuff. Did you hear about the new medication they have for lesbian women?
Nope.
It's called tricoxagen. Yes,
Probably not. I don't like that medication.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
It's called tricoxagen.
Trust me.
You never tried it.
Look,
You never tried that.
They got new generations. When they first came out with Oxycontin, it wasn't popping. You know what I mean? When they first came out with Diamond Tap.
So are you guys gonna take any, fellas?
What?
And hit him with a
I
whammy.
give the
Validate,
toxagen. I'm the one that gives the
Listen, tell
toxagen.
them the new lesbian thing is the rose.
Oh, he did not just say. Did you really just say that?
I give the
I
person.
You
did.
give the medication out? You give
I'm
the
the one
medication
that. Come on now.
Well,
I
you
have the
gotta try
medication.
your product to
I'm
make
the
sure
doctor.
it works
He's the
right. You
doctor.
know what I'm
He's
saying?
prescribing it.
I understand. I
So most
understand.
people try out their
I'm just
product
trying to
like
see
I bake you a cake and I taste the cake to make sure it's moist enough. Try
Get
Cox
the
again.
fuck
I mean,
outta
come
here.
on, come on.
That's
And
not
you
a
gotta make
And
sure.
mandatory.
wait,
That's not a
Wait, crickets? Crickets?
the end of the
Yeah.
word
Where the
was
crickets at?
again.
Where the crickets at? Where the crickets at?
I got crows.
I heard
I got
crickets.
crows.
Those ain't crickets. Them sound like
Those are
crows.
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 Yeah,
Okay.
Crows.
crows.
Fuck is crows?
Fuck crickets. We got crows around this motherfucker.
Oh,
Yeah. So
What's up, guys?
people, before we get into our show tonight, real in depth, of course, I'm gonna bring the questions. I want to get to some of the comments. Of course, thank you, Sarah Page, for tuning in. Really appreciate you. You know what I mean? And also over on Twitch. Hey man, I love you guys over there on Twitch. You guys always show support, man. Really appreciate you guys. Also, Facebook. Yep. I see y'all. How you guys doing? That was my way of saying how you guys doing. If that didn't come out. Anyway, don't worry about it. People, before we get right into this, I mean, really, we already entered the show where we got 5 minutes. I generally kind of expound on what tonight would be about at this point, around like 5 minutes in the show. And generally, tonight would be about relationships and filtering out a lot of BS, right? We have this thing on Fridays where we like to say filter out Fridays. And tonight's topic on Filter Out Fridays, brought to you by the GasmaskTribe TV podcast, hosted by Biz and Donuts. You see how that's a long ass, like, you got to remember all these things, you know what I mean? It's like so many things when it comes to like doing television and TV and stuff. Like, there's so many things you got to remember and like stay on point with, you know what I mean? It's really a practice, you know what I mean? But I wanted to bring to you guys Kanye and the whole Kim thing. I wanted to talk about interracial relationships. I want to talk about the depth of nobody. Is everybody okay over there? I just want to make sure nobody got hurt. Who's on?
Over here?
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry about them. Do this.
Oh, it's just kids being kids, just
As long as they ain't breaking shit or each other, you know what I'm saying? I'm good.
yeah. That typically goes. So I have So I was literally I was in a field of mixed feelings with the whole Kanye thing. I'm a Kanye fan, big time. Right?
Has everybody even heard of the Kanye thing?
Has anybody what?
Come on, they've heard of it.
No, because everybody hasn't heard of it. Like,
Y'all know what's going on with Kanye?
Yeah.
the whole
Yeah.
Kanye West, Pete Davidson, the DL Hootie thing.
Who
You know what I
don't?
mean?
yeah.
Okay, now check. Now, all right. Before we go, you know what I mean? I just want to I just open the night up, guys. I'm just opening it up, setting the tone. And Kanye is my guy. I mean, I think the guy is genius in the studio. I know people don't like him because he's right, and he's not a leftist and all that shit. And I get it, but hey,
I don't think he's a right
what-
either. I don't think he knows
Hey,
what he is.
no, hey,
need help.
hey, I'm glad he's not a leftist. That's all I'm glad. And that's another conversation we can
So
have
so
later.
do I.
You know what I mean? And that's because I have a different feel when it comes to where our society is laid at and where the Democratic Party has, planted their seeds and have kept that domination with their seeds. And if you look at societies where the Democrats have held, you know what I mean, a lot of those societies are effed up, and the highest crime rates and all that good stuff. So when we get into the politics thing, that takes it away from the conversation of what we having tonight. So if I was to say the man is a good dude, I'm not going to sit here and say the guy has malice and evil and wants to hurt everybody, because I don't think so. That's not his goal. He's just a man who will be out here literally fighting for his kids. It's just the fact that he got money to do it. So it's now they use media and narratives to push against that. And so you just see that's going on. And how are we going to sit back and act like motherfucking Chris and Kim and all these other people don't have the power to push narratives and hit the tabloids up to push another narrative. And
However,
oh yeah, Kanye.
does
Wait,
two
they
rights
got
make a
people.
wrong?
Wait,
Do
they
two
got people.
rights make a
Sometimes.
wrong?
Left, and
Sometimes
his
it
ass
does.
got left.
It don't.
Look, they got two.
Two wrongs can never make a right. Just because
Right,
one party
but a
does it
man would
doesn't
never
make it
come
okay
out.
for the next.
But a
It'll
man would
never be
never.
right.
Right, but a man would never come. A woman should never have to come out after a man says that you don't let me see my kids. A woman should not have to come out after that and say, "Oh, I let you see your kids. Why are we putting all this stuff out there?" Well, if you did, then this nigga would never come out and say no shit.
Well, at
It would
the
be
end
wrong.
of the day, she is never not going to be the mother of his 4 children. And respect is high. She's not out here slandering him either. He's out here slandering her. And that's not fair to hit. That's not fair to their kids. He needs to grow the fuck up or get on some meds. You know what
Okay,
I'm saying?
hey, I'm gonna let you dive yourself into the deepest pool on the planet. So come on, let's play this. All right, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's dive into this pool. And anybody
got
can
time
dive
today.
in this. All right. So you said that it's his fault. Oh, pretty much, kind of like it's his fault. It's the reason why things are going this route, right? Is that what you're saying?
Say that again.
It's his fault of why things are going this route.
Oh
Why
no,
she's
not at
sleeping with
all.
niggas
But
in the
I
street.
mean, you can't add fuel to a fire and expect it
And not
not
to
to
get burned.
be engulfed. And that's what he's doing. He's adding fuel to the fire. That motherfucker has enough motherfucking money to take his monkey ass to court and fight her all the way through with the top motherfucking lawyers like he should be doing. At the
But
end
she's
of
a
the day,
fucking
that is the
lawyer.
mother of his
Hey,
children,
and he would
and
say,
he is
hey,
slandering
you know
her.
what, and he would say she should bring her sand baby ass down here and give me my damn kid. So it's
Right.
either way, we
Like
can
I
use the
said,
monkey
take
board, we
his
can
ass
use the
to
sand
court
baby.
and
It
drag
doesn't
that
matter.
bitch to the
Shit, it
court
just have to be,
system.
huh?
Drag that bitch to the court system.
Why should
Okay,
it
so
have to
when you
come to that?
Right, exactly. But obviously they can't get along enough to do it right. So you got to bring the white guy in to do it for him.
Okay,
all
so
right, so before
I
we
think there's a
wait,
misunderstanding here.
go ahead.
There's a misunderstanding here because I don't think you really know what her true reason.
I don't.
I do. I did the
She
research.
saw the streets.
I
She wants
I
to
did
date
the
a
research.
man, and she
I
saw
did
the
the research.
streets. That's all I'm
I
saying.
make sure I get the word. She's on camera. She's on. Excuse me, not camera.
I never said she's innocent. I don't know that, broad.
Sure. So before we get into a conversation about his mental health and why he should drag her to the court, and that, a man should be simply to be able to ask for his kids and be granted that, especially if you got joint custody. Especially if you guys went separate ways, you can say I'm crazy all fucking day and say I do this, I'm a drunk, I'm an alcoholic, this and that, and this, whatever the case may be, right? But if we're cordial and this and that, we should be able to have some kind of sensibility. The thing of it is, Kanye West is painted out, or a lot of fathers out there are painted out to be bad men when they're actually really not. Okay.
I don't think he's a bad man. I don't think he's a bad man. I think he's going about it the wrong way. And that motherfucker.
Wait.
Let me get to
Okay. One second. We have to give so we're gonna let the dialogue go, right? And we got to move it around the panel.
Go.
And she about to this motherfuckers ain't got time to motherfucker play with me, motherfucker. I keep your motherfucker.
She's like, no, I know.
Did you know in the interview what her reason for the divorce was? Is that because she was unhappy? Because she didn't want to move around after 6 years of being with him. She didn't want to move from state to state like a lot of rich people do when they're handling business and be the wife that she wanted. Okay, so
now they're divorced and he can go wherever the fuck he wants to go. But why slander the mother of his children?
He's not because first of all, when you that's the problem. That's the problem with a lot of women.
But he knew who he married when he married her. So for the truth or not, she took care of his ass for 6 years.
No, she didn't take care of that.
And gave him 4 children, whether she did it surrogate or not. He knew who he married, and she knew who she married.
Okay, so look. All right, so I'm gonna have to break this up. So we're gonna have some real organization here. So this is what's gonna happen.
And she did it right.
This is what we gonna do. Matter of fact, I want to let y'all know.
Yes,
I'm
she
gonna make
did.
this
You just
statement
mad.
right now. Check this out. I'm gonna make this statement right now, and I'm gonna let this be known. Kim is for the streets, and she did that shit like a street female. And all day she started out the streets. She gonna end up in the streets, and that's what we should leave it as. Kanye lead out on the streets. Anyway,
I have a question.
Yeah,
I have a question.
You go ahead, and I have a comment on that too.
Now if the roles were switched, and Kanye,
I got a joke. My son is sitting to my left, and wait, shut up, bitch. My son is to my left, and my best friend.
Your Top Fridays is too lit,
He said, "Are y'all even talking about something that matters?" And she's like, "This ain't the
yeah. Your life, little one. Your life is at stake here.
that part."
You just find the tripod again?
Hey, you need to worry about your fucking pocket. That's what you should be worrying about. What these niggas talking about? If these niggas is talking about these motherfuckers getting in pockets, bro. It's fucking important. It's very important.
Fridays. It's called Filter Out Fridays. We're gonna filter out the bullshit straight up. That's what's gonna happen now. Kat, go ahead with your question again.
So if the roles were switched and Kanye was acting like Kim and Kim was acting like Kanye, who would be for the streets then? Kanye, right?
Hey, he wouldn't leave her. I guarantee you that.
Facts.
He wouldn't leave her.
Facts.
Why? Why do you think that? I want to hear that. Why?
He has kids by her.
So you would be with a person that did not make you happy and was having you do things you didn't want to do because it's your wife.
Hold on.
Unless she's trying to kill him, he'll leave. But or cheated on him. You know what I mean? That's like most dudes will leave. But most times niggas ain't gonna leave just because she got a little mental health disorder, whatever the case. That's not like I was just talking with a dude the other day who was with a chick who was from a mental hospital and he didn't know for 5 years, about to be married and all of these big things. And come to find out, her mom told him like, this is not a good, no, honestly, you need to understand the truth, where she's at. You know what I mean? No, of course, she's not for the streets or anything like that. But what we're saying is when we're talking about a man dealing with a woman in that mental state or whatever the case may be, do the deal with that. That's nothing. Unless she cheats on the nigga, right? Or he come out like the old boy in the army that just shot old boy in the head. He caught his wife. You know what I mean? Dude from the army shot that dude, right? It was another case. Or let's just say, you know, money reasons or whatever. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, most likely dudes aren't leaving for, you know, I mean, we have a fucking family
here.
Not leaving
Come
for
the same reasons.
No,
women have more incentive. But go ahead, Tiff.
It's a fact. You can look it up. Actually, most men don't leave. It's in a relationship. It's the women. The woman will divorce their husband for X, Y, and Z. But it doesn't make the man right. It's just the man, you know, he'll be all up in the streets, but he won't file for the divorce. The woman will.
Facts.
Why do you think that is though? Why do you think that like even the men that be in the streets won't leave their home, but they'll leave their home, but they won't leave their home?
Because we're more committed than you guys are.
Security.
Facts.
But you're in the streets.
So
I don't know
what?
about committed.
No,
What do you mean so what? If you're in the streets doing street shit, you're not committed.
Hold on. When you most of the time, 99% of the fucking time when you met that guy, he was in the fucking streets. So now
that's what you was looking for. That's what you was looking for, nigga in the streets.
Because they
you
go
think he
back,
gonna be anything different?
Because they do diligence. Not everybody, because they're going back to the streets, is doing bad things. You know what I mean? I when I was in the streets, doesn't mean I was doing bad things all the time. Yes, the streets has a bad name, right? You're in the streets, you're cheating, you're doing drugs, dealing drugs, etc. The list goes on, right? But it doesn't mean that you're always. Sometimes you're just in it. Like it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that you're doing necessarily bad things. Mayors are in the streets. Politicians are in the streets.
They're the worst. They're the worst. They all in the streets.
Right.
So wait, does that mean you about to go back to the streets? But no, I do have a comment. So actually, I don't really know what's going on with Kanye and Kim. I don't actually follow none of it. So my only comment is, I don't back him. If she's not letting him see the kids, then no, he has every right to slander her. Why not? Like, why are you upholding something and need to speak highly of this woman if she's not acting in that way? Like I said, I don't follow the story. I don't know. But at the end of the day,
sometimes we say things we don't mean out of emotion and out of anger, and we wish we can take it back. That's why.
But then I think he has every right. Then
they have children together, and I wouldn't want any. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm gonna tell you like this. I don't care what anybody says about me, as long as it's the motherfucking truth. It could be good, bad, dirty, ugly. She fucked so and so in the same night. As long as it's the truth, so be it. However, I don't want nobody talking about my parenting or none of my kids throwing me on social media or nobody like that. That's not for everybody to know.
Okay, so what's the difference? What's the difference in humiliating a guy, a father? He's going.
I haven't seen anything from Kim Kardashian. I've always seen Kanye West posting shit.
Sure. But what do you do when both of your when one of your when your spouse is on a platform of social media? Right. Kim Kardashian made her life about social media. Everything that she's about, how she made her money, where she stands today, is about social media. So how do you get back to something like that? To me, he's smart. To me, he did what was right. He attacked the audience. He's like, yo, what do y'all fucking think? I'll show you my true colors. This, even if it looks ridiculous, this is what I'm doing. So you guys be the judge. And then you guys judge him harshly?
So I want to get to let's read a couple comments and then we'll go into the question. Absolutely. First question of the night. Jazzy 3. That's because men are comfortable.
Yeah, stability.
You gonna have to expound more on that.
She's probably talking about why they don't leave.
Women are comfortable too.
Sarah Page. I think it's because they the ones doing the most dirt or wrongness. Bullshit. That's garbage. Totally wrong. Totally wrong.
Yeah. Equality. Equality.
Finney. Tougher, able to endure. So, before. So this is what gonna happen.
Why did she just show? Sorry, y'all.
Now you good.
Yeah, she got everything going on. So here we go.
It's down a little bit more.
Where are y'all gonna ask real business?
Is it Kanye's fault?
Well, when we get off of here,
whoa.
When we do it,
God damn, she gotta go. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do.
It's Kanye.
I'm sorry. That was a little. Is Kanye at fault? That's how you wrote that? I just kind of took. I didn't even rewrite it. It's Kanye at fault
with his kids.
Right.
What do you buy? What should you be buying? What should you buy right now?
Her called.
How to get your little company?
My bad, y'all. My dog was tripping and stuff.
Nah. You good? Who wants to answer that? Is Kanye at fault for wanting to be with his kids?
No,
not at all.
I think he has every right to want to be with his kids. It's his kids.
Okay.
Exactly.
What if they're being held from you though? What if you're
That's
doing?
When you go to court and handle it appropriately. You don't go to social media thinking social media is gonna save you.
Ain't no lie. That's such a.
Hold on, fucking folks. And you think we should go to court thinking the fucking judge will save me?
It's gonna save you? Yeah. I'd say if like a woman, if somebody's holding my kids, I have every right to explore every avenue that I think is appropriate to get my kids back. It may or may not be right, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna explore what I can do. So I think like there's this misconception that men have to just say it's okay and let them be with the woman. But if my dude was taking my daughter, no, I'm coming to knock down doors and everything. We're gonna figure out this court shit later. Give me my daughter. So
right.
It's very like waiting, like, oh, it's with the mother, she's okay. No, he's been with his kids and he wants to see his kids too. Right or wrong, I don't know, but it's his kids.
Right. I agree with that. But when it gets to taken to court, hold on. But when it gets taken to court, she's going to use every single thing on social media platform against him. And it's just going to put him in a bigger hole. It's going to make things worse for him because now she has a whole platform of things to prove as to why he's unfit to be around his kids.
What has he done wrong on social media?
Look at all of the stuff that's being posted.
Yeah.
It's screenshots. He's over here tripping about using profanity in a text message.
The only thing he done anything remotely wrong is come at Trevor Noah and come at fucking D.L. Hughley and said something like said something about them and come. He wasn't even wrong. He was defending himself, honestly. But to be honest, he didn't say anything disrespectful. He didn't say anything. He was very clear and articulate about his words. Yes, it was a little unorthodox of how he did it and what he was talking about. His point of view changed so many times. But how can you like label a person that has a thought process that goes 1,000 miles a minute and go, oh, you make great music, but when it comes to conversation, you're all over the place, even though they make great points about their kids. He's simple. He's like, yo, he bring them to Sunday service at minimum. Bring them to the church I go to at minimum. Let me go to the birthday parties. Don't let my daughter get on TikTok. Period. Yo,
I do agree with his parenting. You know, like I'm never gonna attack somebody's parenting because I do feel like he is a good father. But when it comes to like social media and stuff like that, I don't agree. I just don't agree. I don't feel like it should be on social media.
Exactly right.
Right. He's marketing himself as well. Exactly. There's marketing in there. You just don't do it.
Absolutely. So negate all the shit. So we're just gonna pick it on Kanye. So we just gonna look at Kanye tonight. I get it. Kim has had a hard life. She's had it rough, you know.
No, she hasn't. Don't do that. Don't do that. We're not Kim Kardashian either.
Hey man, I'm not good with this conversation. You know why? Because I look at it as straight fuckery. All fuckery.
I had a hard life while you're bullshit.
Yeah, man, what the fuck?
I think we
what
all
the fuck, motherfucker. If a motherfucker go online and say some shit about me and mine, you damn right, I'm gonna fucking go ham. If you go online and put my fucking child online when I don't disclose that and I don't think that's cool or whatever the case, you fucking right. I'm gonna look. Check this out. I'm gonna handle that issue online.
Right.
You want me to handle it personally? It wasn't done personally. Oh, but we not. Oh, don't. Don't do that,
what is it that Kim Kardashian has done to Kanye and this is a real question because I haven't seen anything. Okay. What has she done to Kanye?
Right.
On social media, like what has she done?
So we can all go back on the whole. Look, we can all go back how she didn't back him up on the whole little going to be president and that whole shit, right? Cool. We know she wasn't fit for that shit. She wasn't fit to be a wife anyway, so we ain't even gonna look at that issue. I just think he was trying to turn a hoe into a housewife, which is something that niggas in the hood already know. Like you can never do no shit like that. And then, you know, he don't have any he's expressive, of course. Cool. That's looked as emotional. But then again, y'all want us to be vulnerable. Right. But then again, y'all don't want. It's like, come on, we do it, but then we're emotional. It's like, what the fuck is it?
Like, which lane?
It's my fault that I can't be
around my man to cry. Tell you that. I want my man to cry, and then I don't want him to act like a bitch.
You don't want him to cry.
Oh,
yes, the fuck I do. You can't tell me.
Every dude will look at that nigga.
I want my man to cry, but I also don't want my man to act like a bitch either.
If he's fucking crying like that, shit. Hey, he's very emotional. I tell you what.
Cry and
so
he might not be crying, but he's emotional.
You're telling him what to cry about now? You want him to cry, so he can't cry about what he wants.
Y'all reaching for real. Y'all reaching.
You know what's crazy? Hey, notice.
Man, fuck that, man. Like,
all right.
This is a man that cries, right? And he cries, and he go, I'm having a bad day. Blah blah blah. This and that, right? I'm having a bad day. Okay.
Now, if he's bitching, like there's difference between bitching and crying. If he's bitching, acting like a bitch, and he bitching. But if my man needs to cry, motherfucker, cry, get it out. You feel what I'm saying?
What would okay? Can I ask you a question so we can keep it here because I got to move the panel. What would he be actually crying for?
The death of his mother? Fuck, I don't know.
Okay, that's one time in your life. What else?
The death of his father. The death of his grandmother. The death of his child.
You're making it seem like
limb. I don't know.
I mean, you're making it seem like
what I'm. Those are circumstances. Those are not being vulnerable.
Right. What I'm showing you is that that's not every day. Right, but that's not every day. If he came in every other week with tears in his eyes, you'd be like, after about 6 months of this shit, you'd be like, hold on, what's really going on?
They wanted me
So you don't want a sensitive man. You want a vulnerable man.
I want a transparent.
Yeah.
I want my husband to be transparent with me. Yes.
You want a vulnerable man.
I take that
enough with me to know that if he cries, that's all right.
Talk about the Kim Kardashian.
So you know what? Who is that? Hey, you know what?
I can't hear y'all.
Hey, check this out. Check this out.
We'll get to him in a second. Go to Ron and sit down. We'll get to him in a second.
Yeah. Tell him to sit down since he's talking.
Yeah, I'll get to him in a second. It's grown people conversation. I get that you think you're grown, but you ain't there yet.
Come on, get in the camera. How old are you? Oh, see.
Come on,
I'm
nigga.
about to like that ass, boy. Don't play with me, man. Oh, hey, we don't play over here in these streets.
Hey. So
next question.
Tiffany, hold on. Let me filter this one out. Tiffany, Cat. Y'all want vulnerable men?
Yes, I definitely want a vulnerable man.
I want a man that can express his emotions without me having to pull it out of him.
So does that mean you want does that mean that he's vulnerable?
Yeah. I want a man to communicate. So if it's want to level it as if you want to label it as like a vulnerable person, then yeah, I guess. But I want a man that can express his emotions, his feelings, his innermost personal issue, whatever the case may be, because that stems from mental health. And mental health is one of the most important things to me in any relationship. So if a man can speak about it, then be vulnerable, then that's what it is.
Yeah.
After you finish, we'll go
that's
back
vulnerability.
to
Okay. Do you guys know what the definition of vulnerable is?
You want to give me the book definition?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'll go to Google and find it.
I could tell you real quick. No, check. It was while he get that. I'm gonna give you a hood version. It was what Chris was talking about. That motherfucker coming home almost every other week crying and shit. You know what I mean? That's vulnerable.
That's vulnerable. That's emotional.
I'll give you my.
That is emotional.
That's emotional. Come on,
emotional, not vulnerable.
No, vulnerability is when you feel safe, where you feel safe enough to express any part of like what's happening in your life. That this person that you feel safe enough to do it.
Susceptible to physical or emotional attack or harm. You're open. Like
use a female.
You're fucking open. That means you're just like, you know what? I'm gonna let my guard down. You can have your way in my heart and my soul how you want. That's vulnerable.
Yeah, that's I don't believe. Yeah, that's
you want a man to be vulnerable?
That's your perception of vulnerable. Everybody has
no, that's the definition. How you
perception while you're bringing up the other definition.
No, that's the actual definition.
What you like? Fucking alien? I don't know.
No, you said that your perception of vulnerability is going to be different from what she wants. It's all about
See, that's the problem. When we don't know and understand, like we take things at our own terms. Like I look at vulnerability as emotional. You know what I mean?
It can be.
I look at
that's not what it is, though.
Like
emotion and vulnerability is two different things.
Being emotional is being sensitive. That's being emotional.
Yeah, being vulnerable is like exactly what that definition said, and I would take that all day. Especially with and you're not going to be vulnerable with everybody. You're only going to be vulnerable with the people that make you feel safe enough to do that.
Vulnerability is the cousin of emotional
not at all.
damage.
Not at all.
Sometimes you're not going to even do it with the people that you're safe with.
Hey, I'd rather be vulnerable around like the special one that I know that can handle that than to be vulnerable around someone.
Exactly. The person you allow into your heart.
Wait, but that vulnerability, sometimes my wife won't understand how to deal with that.
Well, then.
So I can't. So you can't expect.
So
it's like living in a fucking Twilight Zone sometimes, man. Because it's like, how could it be so? I can go to Notice and we could like have a conversation about like making
You're
it further in life.
Duh.
Oh my God, the fuck! Like
You're 2 men, you think alike. Hello.
Okay, so why wouldn't that be logical? Why wouldn't that be more logical for me to have that vulnerability around that when it comes to striving in life, right?
The one you said
I'm trying to.
She's the one that you said good, bad, ugly, and all the other shit you said for her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why.
But he should be able to be vulnerable. She should be able to know how to deal with it.
And if she don't know how to deal with it, then he needs to communicate a little bit better so that she can understand.
What the fuck? No, he should get the fuck on. He should get the fuck on and find another woman that's willing to deal with it.
To know how to be vulnerable. No, motherfucker, here, go read a book on how to be vulnerable.
Okay.
What?
You have to read a book on vulnerability. Well, you know what? Some people haven't had that modeled to them, so maybe they don't understand that. So I could see where you're coming from, because maybe you didn't have that modeled for you. Because we are products of our environment.
So women read a book on how to accept a man's vulnerability?
No, I think even if you're married, right, it doesn't mean that this person that you married is like you can be vulnerable all the time. Because being vulnerable, you're literally just opening yourself up. So it is very risky, even if you're married to this person or not. Like if a man comes home and says, like, man, I feel like I'm a failure. That's a hard thing to say. He doesn't have to be crying, so it doesn't make him emotional. But for him to share what he truly feels would make him vulnerable.
You're right, cousin. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Keep going. I didn't mean to cut you off, but go ahead. No, you're right. Keep going.
No, what was you saying? Go ahead, because since you want to cut me off, go ahead.
I'm sorry, but I kind of look at that as like when I'm expressing like, man, I really need to make this happen. I really need to win a blessing. Like I understood when being vulnerable with a woman, there are things that she's not capable of. It's like my vulnerability is obsolete. It's like because she can't help me with that vulnerability of what you know what I mean. So I have to go to someone else, like the fellas, like, yo, I got to make it in this business. I got to do this. Oh, bro, what you do is you got to go here. You got to flip it this way. You got to be able to mangle because, out here as men, we got to, do things different. You know what I mean? That's
she may
like
not be able to help you solve it, but it doesn't mean that you can't be vulnerable with her.
What women want, what Miss Chris said earlier, transparency. You get what I mean? That's what women really want. Transparency is communication, letting me know what's going on. What is this?
Vulnerability, sir, is just a different word.
No, that's not. No, that's not. No, that's not, man. That's not.
Let me take a hit of my weed.
That's not. I wonder. No, that's not, man.
Yes,
that's not the.
If you're being transparent means you're able to see through. So she wants to
bullshit.
Trust you with all that is within you.
Better in person, but like it's not like
from one side to the other.
You're being clear. I get what you're saying.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? So transparency and vulnerability is okay. They go hand in hand. So when you're being vulnerable, that means you're allowing her to know what your inner thoughts are, your most deepest thoughts. And even though she can't help you, because we look for help for everybody. I don't just have one person I talk to. I have several people that support me in a way that when I need to speak to somebody. Of course you're gonna talk to Notice, because why? You know what I'm saying? He understands you. She's not a man. She'll never understand you from a man's point of view.
Miss Chris, if I put a glass in front of you and I put a rip out a page of a book or of my journal and put it behind that glass, even though that glass is transparent, are you able to read it?
No, that's why you're telling me.
Exactly.
We don't read minds, Tigger.
transparency doesn't always
That's
mean
what that
that
means.
you're it doesn't mean the same. There's two different ways there. So and to get back to it, and to get back to it, and to get back to it, I think a lot of people has it misunderstood. Like for Ye to be doing what he's doing, like he did not set out for that divorce. Kim did. They got married. Being married holds values. You're taking oaths. You're taking value. Dude, sickness.
He's saying he wants her back, but he's flaunting bitches around. Get
That
out of here.
Just like her.
Doesn't matter. Nothing doesn't matter. Let's get to that. Let's get to that in a second. Let's start with the marriage. Let's start with the marriage first. Let's start with the marriage.
You gotta let each one speak. Go ahead.
Let's start with the marriage. You got married. There's an oath. There's vows. Yo, you had 4 fucking kids for 6 years. Now you have to ask yourself, okay, if you were really that unhappy and you're able just to move the fuck on just because you didn't feel the lifestyle that you were with, go read her article. Go read her article.
You can't make somebody stay with you if she don't want to be with them. Fuck it. Why would you want to be with somebody that you don't no longer want to be with?
I understand
that.
That.
Don't make no damn sense.
Filter it out. What I'm trying to do is filter it out. Because
she don't
everybody
no more. She don't want to fight for their marriage. That's it.
Let's be honest, right? Let's be honest. Did anybody think for a second that relationship was going to work when they first started? No. Nobody did. When they got married, we still didn't. When
they
had
have
kids,
a lot of opinions about her decision making.
It's like, oh, child support. Second kid, child support. Third kid, we was like, oh, maybe this will work. They've been together this long. Fourth kid, we were like, oh, okay.
Child support. She don't need his money. That bitch shit's money.
Are you fucking kidding me? I don't give a fuck.
Yes, I'm not.
Bezos. Do you know who Jeff Bezos is?
Yeah, who cares? She got her own goddamn money.
Billionaire. That wife doesn't need his money, but she still went after it.
Get the fuck. Everybody get your.
Okay.
Because I guarantee you one thing, because he's probably too vulnerable.
Sound like
he was probably too fucking vulnerable.
Just can't with it. Your turn, Kat.
Don't. That shit is real shit.
You know, it's really well when we get like one at a time, because then everybody get to like get their words out and then debate the person's, counteracting. But no biggie. Let's let flow, let God. You know what I mean? I want to ask, since we on the conversation of this relationship and men, you know what I mean? Do you know what men want in relationships? I reword that better, but do you know what men want in relationships?
In a relationship.
That's a good question.
That's a really good question.
Perplexed, but what is a man supposed to have in a relationship?
What are you? Right. Like, what are we looking for?
Yeah.
I think a huge part of it is some type of, at least for me personally, financial literacy and stability. Those kind of group together. Like, even if you don't really have the money, if you're financially literate, then I'm like, all right, cool, we can get the money. So that's a really big one for me.
Wow.
Other one, actually, I need that vulnerability, because I feel like I should, especially if we getting married, I should be that person, or at least I want to be that person that you can come home and be like, babe, blah, 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 blah. And then we let that shit out and we, get it together the next day. So those are probably my 2 top things.
Kat?
Mine would be obviously financially stable. Like I said in prior podcasts, like I could bring a table to a table. But it would be great to have 2 tables to another table, whatever the case however you want to read it. And I would want like safety. Like I would want to feel safe with the person that I'm with. That's just like 2 of the main things that I would want from a relationship, from a husband, from a man.
Those are good ones, yeah.
Miss Chris?
What I want to be taken care of. I need his last name because I need to be on all his shit. And I'll just keep it there real, honey. I wasted 2 years on motherfuckers at the end. You know what I'm saying? So I want to be taken care of. Yes, I don't want to live a lavish lifestyle. No, I don't. And I want my man to be transparent. And I want him to rub my feet and brush my hair. And I'll keep his household the way it should be going. And
you want a movie nigga? That's what the fuck.
No, I don't. I don't need him. Let me tell you something, honey. I don't need my man to be rich. Okay.
No, I said a movie nigga. The nigga that lives in movies.
Man, I know some women that got it good. Why can't I have it that goddamn good?
It looks like that.
Oh yeah,
because they was prepared for that.
Problems. Didn't nobody say there wasn't gonna be no problems? You're always gonna have problems to the day you die. But that don't mean that I can't have him taking care of me neither.
Okay, so my next question is, do you know what men want?
No, I don't, because he be transparent enough or start to become transparent enough to tell me what he wants. I need my man to communicate. And part of transparency is communication.
I mean, I've had people tell me what they like, what they want, but I can't sit there and tell you like, oh, this is what you want, but you're not even that yourself. You can't tell me you want consistency and not be consistent.
That part. Yeah, that's
right. And I've encountered that personally, where a person was like, I need you to be consistent. I need you to be this. I need you to be that. And the main thing that they focused on was the consistency. And I'm consistent, but you're not. How do you want something from me when you're not even that yourself?
The man that I'm getting, he already knows what's going to be the deal. If he can't handle it, then he's not for me. You feel me? Just like I have standards. I didn't used to have standards before. So I got with some losers. You feel what I'm saying? I didn't have no standards. I have standards now. This is what I want. If you can't give me what that I want, that's all right, honey. No.
I had to go through some of the worst times in my life in a relationship to understand what I wanted.
Is there things that I can bring to the table? Absolutely. But that's for me and him to discuss. You feel me? So if he can't have what I need him to have in my standards, then I don't need him in my life. Look. When you go through shitty ass relationships over and over again, you will understand and value yourself and your worth. I value myself and my worth. I do bad
That's
all
crazy.
by my fucking self.
So
and I can do good all by myself, and I do good all by myself, and I look good doing it too.
That's right. That's right. So Miss Tiffany, do you know what men want in a relationship?
I don't.
I would probably say they want something, and I've heard this, and just throughout my relationships is like more of peace. Like they want they want somewhere they can come home and not have to still deal with the bullshit that they have to deal with on the outside. And they would want their woman to kind of be supportive in whatever the things that they're trying to do. Is probably be my best guess for it.
That's really what it is. And you know what's crazy? That women think it's more than that. Like they think it's so much more than just that. It's like it's that simple. Men are so simple that we would like be, because we already know, like, cool, you don't want to give us no panani tonight. Cool, we ain't tripping. You know what I mean? But you are a woman, you know what I mean? So hey, we're gonna be here. So it ain't no biggie. Like men ain't tripping off that. Like that's not. But like the fact that I get the peace and I get this support system and this non-combativeness and this cooperation that just like it just flows. It's like it's
that one.
Well, yes, because all of those things, which meaning is submissiveness. Like I was just kind of balling that into, right? You know what I mean? And that's where like it literally changes the game. Where now that man that you're with now can literally make $1 million because of your attributes and your support system. Like women sometimes they don't know the power that they have. Like I honestly stand to this and I still believe it till this day. I will always stand strong on this. Femininity is 100 times stronger than masculinity in the sense of not so much of physicality, building, structure, patriarchy, none of that shit. It's more so like, you know what I mean? Because of how it moves. Like you can make a man change so many things, policies. You know what I mean? set up a lifestyle for you that's just beyond beautiful. Like
So I got a question.
Miss Chris was talking earlier about it, how she has friends that like, why can I have that? You know what I mean? They live it really good. You know what I mean? Well, obviously you have to look at what they're giving the men that gives them that liberty to be able to set that up for the woman that they have.
Well, yeah.
You know?
My man's about to get quality, honey. So if I want quality, I gotta be quality. I have stuff to bring to the table too.
You know,
what is when you're in a situation where you are the fucking table and that motherfucker still don't contribute?
With confidence, and
that's not the right man, girl.
Confident woman.
Right.
I just know there's a viewer on here that can listen to something like this. I'm not gonna say who.
It depends on the man. Every man is different in what different things. Not all men are simple. No, facts. That men are simple. Facts. What I was saying, men are simple. And yes, it could be like
simple. Not all men
are
simple.
Man, the typical man, the average man it's the men that you're talking about. That's not all. That's like those are the 10%ers, the millionaires. You know what I mean? The cats that's like have a lifestyle where they have to be different. Like I'm exceptionally great. You know what I mean?
Nobody said my man had to be rich.
I didn't say we're not talking about your man though. You know what I mean? We're talking about all men. We're talking about men in general. When you're talking about men in general, you have to speak in the self, like in the sense of this is the average man. The average man in America makes in $45,000 a year. The average man. But women won't date that nigga. You know what I mean? Oh, he's not making enough.
If it could take care of me,
a lot of females will settle at the end of the day. But like, all right, well,
if it could take care of me.
But if a millionaire got with her, he's settling. Oh, okay.
We
don't want to talk about those. Those are too many bad apples. I get it.
Would you say again?
But if a millionaire got with them, then he's settling.
If a millionaire got with a what?
If a millionaire got with you, he will be settling, Miss Chris.
Well, I find that motherfucking insulting. Because you know what? I love my motherfucking South motherfucking.
It ain't got nothing to do with you.
For anybody to insult me. I am bright.
It ain't got nothing to do with you, though.
I am beautiful. I am worthy. And I'm
yes, you are.
And,
you are.
Nobody settles when they get me.
But if a millionaire comes and says, and you're like, I'm deserving to have you, and he's looking for
have that state of
a
mind,
womb.
You shouldn't offend people while you say that because I'm very,
that's facts though. Why
he's not directing it towards you. He's not directing it towards you. He's directing it towards the generalization. If a millionaire came from,
I heard what he said.
He's a typical woman. He said he used you as an example.
He said if a millionaire got with me, he would be settling.
Right.
That's what the fuck he said. That's what the fuck I heard.
Wait. Fuck all that. But if you got with a nigga who was making $30,000, you'll be settling?
No, as long as I'm happy. That's what you keep. That's what's wrong with you. You equate money and happiness.
You just said I want to be fucking taken care of. If you want to be taken care of,
that's all, honey. It's not at all. Money is not everything.
If you want to be taken care of,
like I said,
it costs money, Chris. It costs money, and to take care of a woman,
he gotta have a job. Hell yeah.
Okay, so how much do he need to be making?
How what?
How much do he needs to be making to support you?
I don't know. I ain't ran into him yet.
Let's go to the comments.
It could be a millionaire,
comments.
Like, what the fuck?
No,
like,
I'm
you
saying
act like that can't happen. Why can't that happen to me?
No, okay. Let me give you a better question.
You don't know what guy has in plan with.
No, let me give you a better question.
Okay.
What is your price?
I don't have one because I don't equate my happiness with money. I don't have
that motherfucker made $100 a year. $100 a year.
Oh no, then he can't take care of me on $100. That's not he's taking care of. We know you can't take care of me on $100.
Okay, so what is your price tag?
I got shoes that cost more than $100.
Exactly. So you have a price tag.
That means you cost.
Just say realistic shit then. Don't say
That's realistic.
That's a price tag.
Realistically, I could run into a millionaire.
You could. We're not saying that. Go ahead, Selena. Selena.
And because and just like that.
Look. Realistically,
wow,
what
man.
is your price tag? Like a nigga has to be making 24,000,
Okay, so the top one you have
30,000. Like, not that you really need a dude that's from 50 and to a millionaire the next day. What we're saying is, at minimum, what would you expect for a guy to be set at? Can't hear you.
To live comfortably.
Mm-hmm.
To live comfortably.
Yes.
Oh, I would say like $50,000 to $60,000 a year. That's comfortable in my world.
After taxes, that's 40,000.
Come on, man! I said not to get technical. You being technical. That's not fair.
Hey, you gotta apply. That is fair.
No, it ain't. Well, okay, after taxes, shit. You know what I'm saying? After taxes, yes. I would like to play. I'm not. Look, I want to get on a jet ski. You know what I'm saying? If he could take me, on vacation once a year, I'm okay with that too.
That's not comfortable. That's not comfortable.
That's not a comfortable living.
You can't tell me what my comfortable is, just like I can't tell you what your comfortable is.
But that's paycheck to paycheck.
How are you? You can't tell me what makes me comfortable.
No, we're telling you what's realistic.
No, I'm telling you the real. You can't tell me what makes me comfortable.
That's living above your means.
At 60,000, nigga, that's living above your means. That's nigga, you better be making 85 or more.
Miss Tiff, how you feel about this? Let's.
What's the floor for me?
Yes, what's the floor for you when it comes to the price? What does he have to be making to be equivalent to be even have the conversation? Just be real.
Be real.
So I have two viewpoints. One, obviously you need to be working, but you would probably need to be making at least 70, 80,000 because y'all know how much stuff costs here in LA. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But what's more important, not that I won't date less, because that's fine. What's more important for me, like I said it earlier, is like how financially literacy do you have? What do you know about money? What's your dreams? Like how are we gonna get more money? Because you making 70, 80, that's literally nothing, right? Like you that's just nothing. I need to know, what do we got in store for the future? How are we gonna get another income? How are we gonna do this, and that? So that actually is way more important to me than what are you making? Because that income could be gone tomorrow. That's just your job. They could fire you. Now you got zero. So if you got zero, I need to know that, we're gonna be okay because we got this and this and that. So I think that's what I look for.
Right. Miss Cat?
I mean, ideally it would be. I can hear an echo.
That's you.
That's me.
It should be.
Idea would be like around 80 to 90. I mean, I have a lifestyle that I maintain on my own. But when there's another person involved, of course, I would want more to be contributed.
To your lifestyle?
It would become our lifestyle. Some things that I would have to sacrifice, I mean, that just comes when it comes into a relationship. But at the same time, like, just like Miss Tiffany said, like, I would want a hustler as well. Like, just in case like things do fall short or in between time, in the meantime, like if things aren't getting done properly, I need to make sure that like both of us are okay. But I want you to make sure that as well. So idea would be 80, 90.
So that's great though. So I want to bring, put this in perspective, so I was the guy. I was that guy that was not making a fucking dime. Straight up. Not making a dime.
I've been with a few.
Right? My girl, my you know what I mean, my girl ended up turning to be my wife. She thugged it out. She handled, she made things happen, blah, blah, blah. While I stayed on the road, kept touring, making the chump change that I was making on the road and all these things, right? And then we'll get to the comments in a second, in a second because they lit down here.
Tony hitting it with the questions though.
So we definitely were able to see things change. But you know what that did though? That shifted the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
See, I don't know if women understand when you make more, you tend to kind of feel like you can maneuver more. And it's not even no malice. It's not even like a thing that's wrong. It's just kind of just if I'm paying more, then of course it comes with the territory, right? But where we where that get weird and all tangled in, it's when you start using that against the man to demasculate him, right?
Exactly.
And that's where it becomes a weapon. That's when your money ain't good. Like till this day, I've never asked. We've been in 15 years. Never asked her for a fucking dime. Never. Just never been my thing. I just have cool. You could say that's an ego. I have a pride ego to get my own thing and blase blase. I was raised that way though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like my my grandparents and my uncles and it was just kind of like a form of life with us. You know what I mean? You just always had some money in your pocket. But once
So
I
what do you
really
think about men who get comfortable?
once I got really on, everything shifted. You get what I mean? And what that means is if I always said if you can grow with him, you're better off. You're better off getting him when he ain't got shit. Because when he gets something, he would never fucking forget you. I know the whole typical when he becomes an athlete, he gets with the white girl, he leaves the black woman. I know that whole cliche, whatever. But this is real life. Real life. That's basketball. That's kids who in high school, coming out of high school, going into college, coming out of college. You know what I mean? They still adolescents. They still trying to learn life in a sense. You know what I mean? But we're talking real life. If you're with the guy when he has nothing, and you're able to kind of see and help, and you know what I mean, you see that he's working that. That's one thing though. That's another thing though. I had ambition.
Exactly.
I was actually getting out there.
That was where my question was going.
I was actually hustling. I was actually moving. I was actually trying to get her to transition over here, trying to get her to see look, this is more value here than going over there. Blaze. We collect this, we make 100,000. Woo, we get this many people, we can get 1 million in this amount of time. You know what I mean? Setting up a sustainability lifestyle that I want to accumulate and put my family into.
When is that no longer susceptible? When is that no longer?
Wait, but not when. I heard you say this earlier, Kat. Not when she wants it. Her lifestyle, I set the tone of the lifestyle that we have, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I want us to go to Bahamas, honestly, I feel like my wife lives in a fairy tale world. You know what I mean? Honestly, I kind of feel like she does sometimes because she don't really see the things that other women sees, or she don't go through things that other women go through. I'll say in relationship, you know what I mean? And yes, that may be because I've learned some things and been taught by other people or whatever, but I learned how to, keep things away that won't affect your home, right? And that's the whole vulnerability and all of these things. I can't bring what happens in the fucking streets to her because it's going to make her feel a certain way when I go back out in the streets. And then she was like, well, are you okay? I know that deal went bad, or is they tripping at the video shoot, or, you know what I mean? Do you got to carry this or carry a pistol or whatever? You know what I mean? It brings, there's certain things I have to protect our home, and I have to keep certain things away just so our home stay protected. This ain't got nothing to do with no malice or going out. Like I always say, I believe this, that if the man brings home a baby or buys a woman cars and clothes and all of this, he's full-blown cheating. You know what I mean? And because he's using his own wealth and finances to support another person rather than his own family. You get what I mean? That is fucking facts.
You said what?
No, it isn't.
Whether you like it or not, because
if a man treats his wife good, he's cheating on her.
No, it doesn't fucking mean that. And if you're talking about different other traits that come along with that, I can understand that. But no, that doesn't mean.
If he brought home a baby,
some men like spoiled women. some men.
Oh, if he brought home a baby.
All that shit, right? You know what I mean? He bring it like there's certain things I feel women like, because the title is fuck boys and toxic feminists,
Right.
and a lot of, and I want to go into the fuck boy aspect of it, because a lot of females be like they'll choose the fuck boy and blame all men of the fuck boys.
Yeah, they do, and that's a fact. Yeah, that's a fact.
And I remember I was having a conversation with Tiff one day, and it was outside the podcast, but I asked her, like, do you have the, do you see the things that like other women go through as far as like dudes, like, hey, yo, what a woo woo, like aggressive and all this weird shit? And she was like, no, I mean, dudes are pretty okay with me. I don't really have any, you know what I mean? Like, they're pretty straight up. You know what I mean? So that it just shows me the type of woman she is. You get what I mean? She meets a certain caliber of dudes, and it's a funny joke, but that's kind of go what Cat Williams talk about. You know what I mean? It's like, niggas ain't shit, no man.
Okay, but let me make this comment. Let me comment on that, because I don't feel like I portray an image to where men can be the way that they have towards me. Like for instance, today, somebody took it upon themselves to send me a video of them holding their dick and shaking it off of a picture I posted. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't think my picture.
It's because you're white, Cat. That's what it is. You're white.
Let's not do that.
But what
was the picture that you posted?
It's literally just a picture of my outfit.
Okay to do it anyways.
No,
like, and it's not wanted. It's not appreciated. I never respond to you. What gave you the reason or the audacity to think, if I've never spoken to you, I've never responded to you, I've never nothing gave you any type of any way in or out, and you felt like I mean I block motherfuckers on a daily because of that shit, because the shit is not wanted at all.
Do you know
like I don't think I portray that image.
You don't portray it. The fact of it is that you have a lot of men out there that look at your picture and want to get off to it. That's it.
I know. That's so gross.
You know what we call them?
The world
boys.
What do you want me to tell you?
So you gotta know they out here, just like there's crazy women. Like, that may be the thing for you, but for me, you know what I mean? I see the total opposite. These females is nuts
more than anything. And I'm sorry that you felt some type of way about that. But there are a lot of cats out there to be like, oh, she got red hair. And then they'll hold up. All right, she wants to see it. I bet you if I let her see it, Cat Williams.
I just laughed. That was the first time I ever responded. I laughed at his ass and then I blocked him.
What did Kevin Hart say? Sometimes you got to pull it out on them. Just let them see it.
Throw it on the table. Like, I did it.
Niggas, some cats really believe that shit, but it's the inappropriate time. So it's just the mindset.
I had one dude ask to do a line off my ass.
And niggas, because
I said, bro, go get help. Go get help. You need help.
Hold on. Stop. Notice. Hold on. Let's play on. Notice. Stop. You gotta play on to that. Notice. You gotta play on to that. He did what? He said what?
He wanted to do a line off of my ass.
And you didn't want to do it?
Fuck no.
I see the smirk. I see the smile.
What smirk? What smile?
Look.
No.
Miss Chris, like,
not ass.
No. You know what I'm saying?
What you say? If it was weed, it'd probably be okay?
Huh?
Let's
get to the comments. T. Lopez, she said minimum 100,000. Damn, y'all bill this high, man. 100,000 for a man is really like 20% of man. Like, I think it's like 15%. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's really low.
It's really low. That count is really low. Like, women, I don't know if you guys really understand that number. And those
jobs that's out there that you need to have in order to have 100,000. There's certain criteria. A lot of women, this is what fucked me up, right? A lot of women, they'll go see the guy, right? And then they'll ask them with their job. And then they'll be okay with their job. Not understanding, this is what Tiffany's talking about. Financial literacy. Okay, if this motherfucker is working at a certain job that, if you Google it, they only make so much money a year. Period. Cybersecurity, 85 to 300,000 a year. That's for most of y'all. Y'all be like, okay, cool, right? How many cybersecurities is out there?
And how many of y'all females would deal with a cybersecurity? Because they're elaborate. They're not. They're boring.
But guess what? I guarantee you one thing. I don't know. They probably would because he's vulnerable. Because he's vulnerable.
No.
He's vulnerable.
That's funny.
He's like, oh, you know what? I don't get to go out much, so let me open my soul to the next one.
Oh my God.
This is
probably wow.
No.
Get to go
Don't
out.
hate me for this. The thing about it is, the most vulnerable men are men that can't be, that has to be vulnerable to every woman. To every woman. Men that
if he's vulnerable
are protected for a reason, because we have been vulnerable, and the women that we've been vulnerable to have shot us the fuck down or ran us through the ringer.
Okay, so you just been hurt. So now you're trying to protect yourself.
No, it's more of they use that vulnerability as a weapon when they feel like they're, you did something that I don't think is right, blah blah blah, and
so it hurt you. You didn't like the way when you didn't get the proper reaction when you were vulnerable. So you're like, oh nope, not doing that again.
He probably did. No. Give it that. He did. He received the proper, oh babe, the support, blah blah blah. But when it comes to learning how to deal with that vulnerability, that's what I think women aren't capable of. Most women aren't capable of. That's why divorce rates are so high. You know what I mean? Because women aren't capable of dealing with a man's vulnerability. It's like, how do I deal with your vulnerability?
Divorce rates are high.
Okay, there's two reasons. Want me to tell you why? Reasons.
Financial is the number one reason why. Financial stability is the reason why. Financial hiccups is the number one reason why people are divorced.
Give it a number two.
Cheating, infidelity.
Yeah, infidelity.
And who files for divorce on a high rate?
It's women. It's women, because women are like, I'm not going to put up with that shit. Men would be like,
no.
Because it's the man that's cheating. So the woman is the one who's filing for the divorce. Yes, they are. But it doesn't mean that the woman was like, oh, the one who's causing everything. Of course, she's not innocent. But yeah, they do file for it. Because like, okay, if you cheating and you've been cheating like 10, 15 times, yeah, I'm a file for divorce. You not, because you living your best life right now.
No, right. You know what's crazy? That when you look at the cheating rate, and you see what the cheating rate is, the cheating rate is 24 to 28%. Women at 24, men at 28.
Oh, really?
So you see divorce rates, a lot of these women were, you know what I mean? Either like either they were being the one cheated on or they were cheating. You know what I mean? It was just like, so
some shit was happening.
Right.
Women are very vindictive.
And I think it's the
What
and
I
don't want
to because you better face.
So let's
baby.
we'll get back to that. Let's answer this.
Y'all tip for tack like a motherfucker. Oh, you want to cheat on me? I'll show you. Oh, you want to do this? Do this.
Tom said,
Chris, you ain't never been that way. You ain't never been that way.
Right. Let's go.
Don't.
We'll get back to that.
You may be right.
Tom Brooks said we should have the security in knowing if we go dead broke tomorrow, do we have the drive and willpower to build that back up together?
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about there.
Go ahead.
No, I think Tone is right there, because it's just going back. Like, it's not really about what you're making every month, at least from someone else's job, right? That's not really important, because most millionaires, it's not this their first time. They made $1 million, was flat fucking broke, and had to remake it back. That's what's important. Is can you keep this money coming in, take those risks so that you can make it, and you may fall back. But if you know money and and you're ambitious, you got these goals, like you can see these things, you're a visionary, you can make it back. Like, it's not about, I'm just going to work for Kaiser for 20 years to make 100,000. That's not nothing. I don't need that. I'll take you to have $50,000, but is ready to go get it, who's educating himself about money, who has this plan and that plan, so that in the long term it's gonna pay off. Like
Hey,
you can keep
sis.
your Kaiser job, your one income. We'll be past that in a couple of years. Like
Hey,
that's what I'm about.
that's why you would meet a billionaire and you'd be like, come on, let's go ahead and make this happen. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's really mindset, man. It's really mindset.
Exactly, all about
And
mindset.
yeah, and I wasn't honestly, Miss Chris, there was no shade to you. It was just mindset. It was just the mindset changes the whole trajectory of the how this gonna play out. You know what I mean? It's all mindset. And
Of course.
if I'm showing a mindset and the reason why that mindset is wrong, it's like, well, I take that offense. Well, it wasn't pointed at you. It was pointed at the others. You know what I mean?
You said what you said. You feel me? Like you said, if a millionaire got with me, he'd be settling, and I find that disrespectful. So
why is that disrespectful?
Because you're diminishing who I am as a person. You don't tell me he's settling for me.
Just the same woman that wouldn't date. Just the same woman that wouldn't be with the guy that's for $100 a year, right?
You don't know that I would wipe his shitty ass. If I'm gonna marry him, that means I'm gonna marry him.
Right, but you're the same woman that said that you wouldn't be with a guy that's making $100 a year.
No, I'm not.
Okay, so because you'll be what? If you did, you'll be what?
It wouldn't be me. I'm telling you.
You'll be settling. If you did, you'll be settling.
There's not a if I did. I used to.
So I would wait. Check this out. I would tell that dude, hey, bro, if you got with a woman that was making more than you, she would be settling financially.
Why? I can hold my own. I don't have a man now, and I'm straight.
Hey, I keep it 100. Look, I keep it 100. I was just straight up transparent with you when I talked about my shit. Look, I didn't have it, and you know what I mean? I was able to pick my shit up. It's just that we was able. No, hold on. It's just that we was able to work it out, right? Because we got kids here, and we wanted to keep that camaraderie together. I'm not a crazy dude, militia dude. It ain't like I'm doing 100,000 things with females. That's not my get down, right? So she knows she's not dealing with that. So we can work through the shit that we need to work through, right? Cool. That was because that's our situation. But I was able to have that, right? And show the humility in that. But when it comes, and I took accountability, right? So when it comes to taking accountability in things, I'll look at a dude to tell him the same thing. Yo, bro, if you look at it financially, bro, like, you know, you have to pick your weight up to be able to, but then again, you see a nigga who got like 1 million bones. Like, I'm looking at 1 million bones right now. I'm not gonna deal if I get with a come on, man. If I wasn't look, I'm gonna give you straight up. Look, if I was not if me and my wife if me and my wife was not together and I'm already in 3 million, I'm trying to pick something that's submissive, cool, that's ready to have babies. I'm not trying to pick something that already have experienced life already, in the sense of we can't grow together. You get what I mean? And those are the things, like I'm saying, like you have to kind of weigh these things out. If I didn't have it like that, I would have to work for it. See, for men, it's different. Y'all hold all accountability against men all day. Kanye this, Kanye wrong for that.
Everybody needs to be accountable for themselves, not just men. We all need to take accountability for ourselves. So I don't just hold men accountable for shit.
Well, what I was trying to show you was an example. I wasn't trying to be malicious.
Huh?
The toad said, "Weave out the bull."
T-Lo said, "That's why I'm married." LOL.
That's a great question. Let me ask
hit the like button, people. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Oh, I forgot to people. Welcome to the GasmaskTribe TV podcast, where we filter out that bullshit. Yes, we've been in pretty heat. It's been pretty heated. You know what I mean? But we gonna get through this, right? Because we filter it out and we had a conversation, and you know what I mean? Yeah, filter out Fridays. Yeah.
And before we get to that comment, let me ask a question. Is marriage does marriage mean the same thing that it used to mean back in the 50s, in the 60s, or shit, the 20s, back in the day? Does it even mean the same thing today? Because it seems like marriage, to me, like people just use it as a title. Just to say,
as a label.
I got married. Oh, to live up to, I did an accomplishment. That's an accomplishment now. Now it's like, I accomplished it. Okay, now when I got the certificate, now I can just do away with it. Like, does it not hold the same value that it originally meant?
No, marriage back then had different purpose. It was different purpose. Like,
just like sex.
It was
sex used to be sacred. Now it's not.
That too, but it was back in the 20s and 50s and all that stuff, right? Women couldn't work. So it was more of, in order to do this, you need to get a man in order to even have survival. So it was literally more of a partnership than like love. I think nowadays it's evolved because women are more independent. It's evolved from more than like this dependency. I don't need to get a man in order to get me a house and in order to do this and that. I could do that on my own. So back then, that's why you never see like your grandparents and stuff breaking up, because that it was rooted in that. But now, if you're super independent, or not even two equal yokes, it's not about dependency on your money or to have even children, right? Because before you had to be married to have children. Now you can have children. It's not even frowned upon. It's not even taboo. So so the purpose of it just has evolved, and now it's more about love and your feelings, which change every day. So that's why you see the rates, divorce rate much higher.
What I think personally is bullshit, but go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You said it's bullshit?
I think all that it like the way it's built on today, I think it's bullshit.
Oh, it is. It's definitely changed. Yeah, it has. But you just can't judge it for what it was back then. Like these are so separate. People are using for two different things.
You know what I say? It's actually parallel to what you were saying.
Don't move the fucking goalposts.
No, it was actually parallel to what Tiff was saying.
Not you. I'm saying in general with marriage, don't move the fucking goalposts, and then expect to have the same type of man that brings. That makes no sense. Everybody wants this man. Oh, I want a good guy, this, that, and dude that do this and dude that do that. But you motherfuckers can't even live up to what a vow is.
Okay, so before I get into the next comment, I want to ask you a very important question.
Stop angry, Notice.
Look, are most women raised to be wives?
No.
What happened?
Yeah,
are most women raised to be wives?
Yeah, someone raised to be
yes.
I don't know about that.
You think they're raised to be wives?
Not all women, but yes, there are some of us that have been raised to be a wife. That'd be me.
What, a Disney wife?
Hell no, man.
Because there's different type of wives out there.
Like who?
Don't
like who?
Do that
again? Like who?
You feel what I'm saying?
Do that again? Like who?
Oh, like who?
Like me.
Hey.
Ow.
I'm coming that hot girl summer, y'all.
Here you go.
Yeah, you need some background music.
Hey.
So, but I believe that there are certain ethnic group of women that are more prone to become accustomed to being a wife. You know what I mean? Now they might not have been taught the detailed values of what men want and what men look at and how other men is going to perceive you, the way you look at other men, you know what I mean? How your husband would perceive that and how that can draw friction. Because a lot of things women can stop, but because society has a way of loving this desire of feeling attractive, posting pictures and showing that attractiveness, and then getting bombarded with these awkward ass fucking messages.
Men don't like that, is what you're saying?
No, I'm saying women like that. Like women like that of track. Like it's the dopamine. It feeds the dopamine. It feeds of being wanted. You get what I mean? Like that need of being attractive too. You know what I mean? Steph Curry wife said it earlier. Like that. Oh, well, I mean
Yeah,
not early, but it was like
her
a year ago. Where how she was like, "Oh man, I'm not
her
attracted to
world is
me," and I
way
didn't.
much more materialistic than my
Okay,
world, and I like to
okay. I give
live
you
that.
that. I give you that. You're right. You're right. I give you that.
So
But right,
if I
but
take
the fact that she still have that, you know what I mean, feeling of still want to be, because she's not getting enough from her dude. You know what I mean? But I just think that's a whole nother thing of what society's built. That's a whole nother combo. I don't think that is a really malicious thing, on women. I just think that's a working process through. I'm not, negating that. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm really kind of getting to is that when we're looking at marriage, you know what I mean, and how marriage is a good thing, women were married more back then. More black women were married like on 8 to 10 ratio. Now there's 3 to 10. You know what I mean? So the numbers has really gotten low, and we don't look at that as why. You know what I mean? And most black marriages will only last 5 years max. You know what I mean? And we don't look at that as, well, why? And so that's just kind of these comments are coming in crazy right now. Let's get to Miss Rachel. Ignore that. She said, ignore that kind of attention and don't give it energy. Be flattered in the fact that men are sexually attracted to you. It may not be the kind of attraction you desire. However, there are women who hardly get acknowledged. A woman can flash a man with her breasts at liberty. If it is unwarranted, he may kindly turn her down and she may feel insulted by his rejection.
But if we fucking flash your ass, we going to jail.
Yep.
Straight up, get locked up. Look,
911.
Want to see this?
Motherfucker out here. Flash this thing at me.
Major Holly, do you possess the skills it would take to keep the family building and grow if everything fell off?
If what?
And as she meant to say, keep it growing if everything fell off.
Who's that question for?
Do you possess
the women
that it would take to keep the family building and keep it growing if everything fell off?
Yeah, do it now. Shit.
Is it
I
because
can do it now by myself. I need somebody to do that shit with me too. Yeah, that's easy.
And have them vulnerable at the same time?
Yeah, motherfucker. Yes. I want a vulnerable
Superman.
man. Yes, that wants to brush my hair.
My Superman.
That wants to rub my feet. I'll cook and clean and do all the things I need to do in my wifely duties and all that shit. He got that going on.
Can I ask you a question? Would you be happy if the man just cared about you only and just worried about you and his job and just everything about you?
Yeah, that's what I want.
This is the problem.
No, I feel different.
What's the problem? Because I want to be taken care of. That's the problem.
No. Hear me out. Vulnerability is not limited just to you. When a man is vulnerable, you guys are not hearing me. When a man is vulnerable, it doesn't stop at you. That's what you guys fail to understand.
But that's not our fault. He can't control his ass.
Oh my God. Okay, let me.
I think it would.
That don't make no damn sense.
Wait.
Try to
Ron, how does it not stop with just you? Because vulnerability, you're not just going spilling unless you're like a very open and like emotional person and you're very like you're just free spirit like that. Most people are not doing that. Like there's only very selective people because that person has to reciprocate and create the space, the safe space for you to feel that way. So it's not, even if I'm vulnerable with you, it's because you and I was able to create something amazing. Don't mean I'm gonna go to the next person and be able to do the same thing because they have to create that space for you.
Right, but I think what you're talking, what I'm hearing is chemistry. It's like deep
No, it's
chemistry
not
on a whole
chemistry.
nother level.
Not
You
even
know what I mean?
chemistry.
Yeah,
It's
it's like
someone has
where
to
we could
create. And
talk about anything. It's like kind of past transparency in a
You
way. You know what I
create
mean?
Talking
trust
about
with a
feeling
person.
safe. She's talking
no,
about
it's different because you can
safe.
have chemistry with someone.
Like,
Okay.
it's still
Chemistry is
not
some.
feel safe. Right.
Okay. Okay.
You could be, you chemistry like a motherfucker. Be like,
Yeah.
but still on your edge of your seat, like, whoa, shit. Dude,
Yeah, are you going to be vulnerable to tell them your deepest, darkest secrets? No, it takes a special, for most people, a special person or someone who is able to give off that energy where you feel that, hey, I could tell this person that they're not going to judge me. You feel open enough, like all of those different things. So you're not, it's not with everybody.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
think I believe you're an exception to the
not be
rule
vulnerable with the people
because
that surround him.
One more thing. What?
Should a man not be vulnerable with the people that he trusts around him?
I think there's different levels because I trust multiple people. I'm not vulnerable. Well, there's certain different levels of vulnerability, right? Or you can have a whole group of friends, but you have different people. I could tell this to, or this to, or this to. So it's those levels.
So you guys want vulnerability to be exclusive?
No, I don't think it needs to be exclusive because you can have your boy that you need to be vulnerable with too. Like it's not an exclusivity thing, but I would want someone I would want someone who would feel that, or at least we worked on it where I could also be included in that circle, right? Because his parents could be that person for him to be vulnerable. I just want to be in that circle too.
Okay.
so Rachel Holly, let's go to our next comment.
Good.
Rachel Holly, she filtered out that bull. Rachel Holly
Devalue
said
is
oh, go ahead.
People lost the definition of marriage, forgetting that it simply marks the start to another journey. It was a business or a partnership. A lot of people treat it like dating. Yes, it's no longer sacred. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. People lose the definition of marriage, and that's what I was saying before. When you sit there and you go before God, a lot of people forget this number one thing. You are going before God and saying, hey, this is my person. This is my person. You're going before God. So God is looking at you like, okay, all right, cool. Now I can understand that mistakes happen and different things of that nature, or people are not educated enough, or people come from different backgrounds and different things of that nature. But when you just blatantly give up on a relationship, you are doing a injustice.
Service.
Well, I think what's really key in Rachel's comment here is that it was a business and partnership. That's literally what marriage was about back then. It was literally about business.
Well,
it's both though.
I think if you don't have that knowledge, right? If you don't have that knowledge of knowing that it's a business and you go into it as a business, now that's a transaction. So like we getting with each other because of a business transaction, blah blah blah, whatever. But most people, but there are other benefits to it. You know what I mean?
Of
to
course,
getting married.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I think I was looking at it in that sense of where she was like, it's a journey, like it's a new start to a whole nother legacy. Like you're gonna build a name, like you're building the Walt Disney now. You're having the chance to build that, and it feels like, okay, cool. Yes, we could say men are cheating, whatever, and yes, we can give it to women are cheating, whatever. But the fact that the divorce rate at is told the way it's at, and to that be more finance, that lets you know what women are looking in, like what they're looking at. You get what I mean? Like they're looking at the pockets rather than the substance. Like who is the person I'm doing? Like, what I mean? You said earlier, Tiff, like, cool, we can grow, we can build, we can do these things. You know what I mean? And that's great. But you're like an exception to the rule because most women are like, no, if he ain't doing what is guy you doing, he better come with it already. If he ain't got it already, then I ain't gonna whoop. And he needs to have more than me. And it's like, damn, well, what if he said that about you? Now he's misogynistic, he's a chauvinistic, you know what I mean? He's this, he's that, you know what I mean? It's like, well, when the men have standards, there's a problem with it. You know, when a woman have problem, standards, we supposed to just accept it. Don't worry about it. That's a woman. Let her do it. And we okay with that. We never complain about it. You know?
Yeah, right.
No, we okay with it. Hey, check this out. You don't see dudes out here. I mean, all type of women out here, all type of weight, size, or whatever. They ain't lacking for dick. They can dig no problem.
Hey, I don't give a fuck if you fat,
hey, check this out.
Crackhead or not, you getting dick.
Yeah.
If you're a woman, you getting dick.
So
but
women,
it ain't the same on the other end.
It ain't the same on the other end. You know what I mean? Do you know 30% of men would not even get to even touch or have a child by a woman? Crazy, huh?
Where did we go from financial to having sex and having kids?
Because it ties into it.
We were just talking anyway. Look,
everything ties. Everything ties.
Tom
white
said,
men think the way they think. No, they are not raised to be wives. They are raised to be independent. You mean women?
That's not true at all. You could watch a timed film or a timed movie, whatever you want to call it, and that's what they tell them. And it's true. These are true stories. They're just told as a fictional story. No, there are women that were groomed to be wives. Absolutely.
They got married.
Sit there and look beautiful. You know what I mean? They didn't have a voice.
In Mexico.
So that's a false statement.
In Mexico.
And it still happens to this day, actually.
Not in America.
No, not in America, but that doesn't mean it's not happening.
That's where we fucking live.
Right. That's what they're saying. Like, most women are not raised to be wives. It's like they're more raised to work independent. You said it earlier.
Well,
and Tiff said it earlier. Tiff said it earlier about that too. She said that. But Tiff said it earlier. She even said that women back then were, because they couldn't get jobs like that, so it was a little bit different. And now women are able to get their own, cars and houses and businesses and all of that. What does that say? That says independency.
Let me ask a question.
You know what I mean? So most
Tiffany, you were raised a great woman by mother and father. Were you raised to be a wife?
I would like to say that I think what was really pushed is to definitely be independent, right? And I could definitely say that. Like, I can support myself, all those wonderful, great things.
And nothing wrong with that.
But it's not saying that you weren't raised to be a wife. It's just there is more emphasis on being independent. Independent does not mean that you're not wife material, but I think there is work that is needed to counterbalance it. Yeah, you can be independent, but you also have to hold this other part, sacred too.
Well said.
Yeah, and I think just in general, in the world is changing, but where you will see raised to be a wife, right? This more submissive type of culture is where there isn't money, right? So if you go to your Latin cultures, right, they don't have a lot of money. Only the men are making money. So the men are saying, hey, you have to do this to do that.
So but in these more, women are not making money. Women are not making money, or men are not making money.
One more time.
To be clear, women are not making money or men are not making
money?
No,
I said where you'll find a lot of these quote unquote raised to be a wife is where these countries are not making money, right? So if you go to like your Latin countries where they're not making a lot of money, right? It's because only the man is able to make money. They're poor. In America, everyone's making money, right? Women are making money. Everyone's making money. If you go to Latin America, the women are not really making money. So they have to depend on the man. So therefore, yes, quote unquote, raised to be a wife because they're looking for the men to support them. So they're doing their part, right? If you could make money, I have to see where I can come in and help out if I'm not able to make money. And that's to be the quote unquote being a wife.
Mm-hmm. So I definitely understand what you're saying, right? And but I live in a house where a biracial house where one side of my kids' family predominantly are married. The other side of the family predominantly are not. And this is in America,
Yeah.
right? So I I understand clearly what you're saying, right? But when we're specifically talking about America, and we got money here. There's money, there's all of that. But you still see till this day,
Mm-hmm.
Latinos has been in this country since the 40s and 50s. Asians has been in this country since I believe since I want to say 20s and 30s because there was like sprinkling around, and then the
Yep.
40s and the whole Vietnam thing happened, blah blah blah. But what I'm saying is they've been here for tons of, but they have the highest rate of
They
marriage,
do. They do.
and they stay married, highest
Yeah.
rate.
That's
You said,
a whole nother
I'm sorry, I missed
conversation.
you.
Like
Did you
that
say
goes
did you say
to
Chinese people
all the
or
way back
Spanish?
to like
Spanish and Chinese. I was talking about both. I
yeah,
mean, I
no,
was talking
I
about
I agree.
Latinos
Hands
and
down. Hands
you
down.
know, and we're
Hispanics,
the only
Chinese, white
we're the
women, everyone
yes,
has higher rates of marriage than black women, but that all goes to what was done to black people, right? Like of white
I
America
oh
breaking down the family unit,
Filter out,
right?
okay.
sis.
I love
Filter.
this
There's
because
a
I'm about
whole host of things. Like they have
right.
culture. We don't have culture. We don't have this foundation to go back to and
Okay,
be like, this is what we do as a people. So
all right.
I totally get you. I understand you 100%. That's
So
definitely a whole nother conversation.
okay, we're gonna get to the comments, but we gotta filter this out. So
Yes.
the okay, so the people. Okay, so what you were talking about were right, but they were in two different phrases, right? Like in one is dealing with one time, and another was dealing with this time, right? Now, if I'm dealing with this time only, till this day, my culture is literally the lowest marriage rate.
Yeah.
Like, so when we look at that, and the other cultures are doing it still on a higher rate.
Yes.
Asians and whites are the top, like top two. Then it's
Yep.
Latinos or whatever the case may be. But that just is showing you like one is more prone to are raised to just take care of the home. It's not so much of like that's what I believe. I don't know. I could be wrong about this. Women can come up here and contest me, but I think women back then were raised to be householders, like learn how to raise the house, keep the house good, keep the house made for your husband. When he gets home, set this up. And it kind of been like, well, that's like, oh, I'm not doing that because that's looked at as, I ain't doing what my grandma did. And I ain't, I'm not talking about you, but I'm talking about like, other women kind of have this, Cardi B mentality or what I mean, get your bag, bitch. Fuck all that shit. You just have a baby. I was watching a podcast the other day, and it sounds crazy, but I was watching a podcast the other day, and the chick was more happy about having a child by a dude than being married to the guy because she felt like being married was too much responsibility.
Mm-hmm. Are we talking about women in general, or are we talking about the differences amongst races?
The differences amongst races, right?
Okay, no,
you know what I mean?
It all stems back. Yeah, the different races, they had. This is how they're brought up, right? The black culture, black people themselves, they were stripped from all this. They had no choice but to defend from themselves. Men were literally taken out of. If you need this, your man cannot be in this home. So yes, it is going to be at a higher rate because all of the things that we had to go through and still have to go through today. So it's still present today. And you have to rebuild that. Latinos did not have to go through that. White people did not have to go through that. Asian people did not have to go through these systematic things that led to what is happening today. Like the black culture has been broken up. You don't even have a culture to go back to and be like, say, this is our practice, right?
Okay.
Latinos know what their practice is. We don't know what our practice is. So all of that is going to affect today.
You're right. I'm seeing that because we don't research and we don't do enough research, we don't see those things. We don't follow what our history because we feel like it's been taken out the books. White man is taking out our history, only taught us their history, right? And cool, I get it. We can use the whole slavery thing as the reason why we do things now.
It's not even slavery. It's
we can use the systemic racism. Okay, let's just use systemic racism. But you're saying that the systemic racism is the reason why our behaviors is the way it is now.
No, I'm just saying that there's a reason why there's a gap, and it takes time to catch up, right? So if someone puts you on halt, right, your percentage is not able to go up. It's not able to accumulate, right? While everyone else is able to accumulate. Once they take you off halt, okay, now we're going. You're already at 0. Everyone is at 100. So your percentage is always going to be different. And the way it works with percentages is that it stays at this, right? It doesn't change unless you accelerate faster.
Okay. So 60% of black men are moving in middle class as we speak to this day. And that's 60% of black men. Black women are the highest educated, has been reported from, universities and things like that. Black families, a lot of them are in middle class. There's literally a small percentage of black families are in inner cities, which are hard truth. I thought it was the total opposite until I looked up the numbers in black demographics, and it was like, damn, oh, we out here like doing our thing. But what the media portrays is a total different narrative. And it's because a lot of times we don't see. So when you see this information and you're kind of like, oh wow, it is a lot different than what society has said. Oh, black people are really doing a thing. Yeah, they might not be marrying on a high rate or whatever. So yeah, there's some work to do there. You know what I mean? We got to figure that out. But when you see the benefits of the government's given to, like, I deal with a lot of business financing, and black women have so much. Y'all, if I was a black woman right now, I'd be killing it with SBA. I would be killing it with the government right now because the finance, with everything, because the financial market is set up like
LLC
for black woman enterprise and black woman entrepreneurship and black women schooling. And when you see this, it literally pushes you up like, well, we don't need them. You get what I mean? Like, systemic racism has nothing to do with that.
No,
unless we're talking about it's an agenda on that, and black women don't know that they're playing part of agenda.
It's against black.
I think all of it has to play into something. I think even just all women in general, right? I think there's a huge difference where women may think the more independent you get, the more money you get, the more degrees you get, right? You're going to be more desirable. And I hate to say this because I really like this dude, Kevin Samuels, right? He talks about that, right? Women think all of this great stuff that you get. Oh, I got to get my BA. I got to do this and this. That's going to make you more desirable in the marketplace towards men. It does not. Men do not care about that. That makes a man more desirable, but it does not make a woman more desirable. It's the total opposite. So yes, all of that stuff that you just said does play into breaking down a family, right? Because us as black women, you said they're giving black women all of it. We're thinking, oh, we're the shit. We got this, but that's not getting us a man. So it is breaking down the family. It is making us get married at lower rates. Yes, all of those things play into something, especially when you don't have a foundation.
Right. And I always say, like, what will a woman do at 65 when she's, at that age of retirement? Will she have $2.4 million in retirement saved up just to take care of her for the next 20 years after? You know what I mean? And yes, there are women who's like the women who are making, 6 figures better, whatever. Cool. They killing. They don't have to really, suffer as much as women who are doing 45 or, 60 or whatever. I mean, a lot of women think they're doing 60K, and it's like, it's like, unless you have another, source, like you really have to. For a woman, she would really have to bring in like a good 100, or 90, good 90. Good 80, cool 90 a year to have some good wealth by the time, unless she's married, then it's a whole different thing. You know what I mean? Or she's with a significant other who's willing to take on to that. You know what I mean? Whatever the case may be. I'm not saying that there are not men out there willing to take care of women in that sense. I'm not saying that, because they are. Till this day, I can tell you, I got a gang of homies that'll take all of y'all right now on this panel. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So but I hope you get where I mean. Like, You know what I mean? I think it really plays a part when we're able to see society bigger than how we're just looking in our own world. That's why we have these conversations and a sense of filtering out the book, BS. Life's
Yeah,
BS. You know what I mean?
but I think it's super important that the fact to say that history does not play a part into what's playing out today is it's very careless, and it's a little um ignorant to say that, because history always plays a role into who you are, right? Like you say, if I was to say to you, Biz, your past has nothing to do with the man you are today, that would be
Mhm.
dead wrong. Your past, everything wrong that happened to you, everything good that happened to you,
Got you,
literally
Sniper.
has made you the man you are today.
Right.
So black women, white women, every race of women, the past has literally made us the people we are today. So you really have to dig into that and understand why. And if you look at it, you can see things that were set in place hundreds of years ago still affecting today. So to say something like that or to have that mindset is super ignorant, because you won't be able to move past it. That's why it's taking so long for the black race to kind of continue, because you're not realizing all of these things that were put in place that are affecting you today. And so you
Right.
have to
Right.
first realize it.
Right.
Once you
Right.
realize it, then you can then take it down and be like, okay, I'm going to move past that. And like,
Right.
oh shit,
Right.
I didn't even know I was doing that because of this.
That was the realization for me. Like when I went back and I saw how much we missed out on what finance could be and all of these things, and I saw the benefits they had, well, at least the little benefits they had for black men. You know what I mean? I took them. You know what I mean? Of
Yeah.
whatever teaching I can get. And now that list was very fucking small. You know what I mean? So that lets you know of how America thinks of black men as far as coming up in society or coming up in the corporate ladder. You get what I mean? And so when you have that and the women are not able to understand that, that really makes things weird. I wanted to go to this, conversation. I mean, this can't even talk. Nurse
Nurse.
Sarah,
Yeah.
us women want to be a wife,
Yeah.
but at times, has gone on, our men have become less dependable. So women have to become more independent. I think it depends on what you want. I think women get to a certain point where they want more and more and more, and it's like, where I'm gonna fit that shit in the house? Like, we got to get to the castle first. Let's get to the castle, then we could buy more shit. You get what I mean? And I think the whole less dependable is like, because I want more out of you, or I want more from this. You get what I mean?
Sometimes
It's
it's not
like
dealing with more though. It's sometimes it's just
less
like
dependable. It has to deal with
Mhm.
more.
stability. No, it has to deal with stability. Stability. Period.
Okay.
And the stability when
Alright.
I'm just saying when okay, a whole basis of what a wife wants to be is stable. That's
Look,
Yeah.
look,
that
look. She
is
didn't say. She didn't say men have not been
the-
dependable. She said men become less dependable, which we're dependable. We
that's
just
stable, right?
less.
That's
So they
okay.
need
You
more.
become unstable, you become less dependable, right?
But
This
what I'm
is
saying, they want it's I need more. Less is the opposite of
that's not
less
the
is
same thing. Not the same thing. Not the same thing. Now, if
I
she
don't.
would have
I'm
said
breaking it down. I'm trying to filter out the fucking comment, and that's what it looks like here.
us
She
women want to be a wife,
right,
Yes. I think
but
all women could agree with that.
right.
of course, Disney, all this other bullshit, TV. Like I
Yeah.
get that, and then history as well. Like I'm being real. Like there's a lot of fucking social media, TV. A lot of you women are Disney women. Let's be honest. I was a Disney kid too. I was like, oh, this is a picnic fits, right? Everybody can concur with me. Picnic or picket fits, right? The white picket fits, right? That was one of the things that was like in the 90s, white picket fits, right? One of the things that was big for people to understand. I want a family with a white picket fence. Okay. No, but
The
shit,
next.
yeah, we get it. Anyway,
Go ahead.
to get back to it. But as time excuse me, us women want to be a wife. But as time
Time has gone on.
has gone on, our men has become less dependable.
We became more dependent because we couldn't depend
right,
on men.
because we be right. So they needed
Yeah.
more. They needed more dependency.
Why
No,
couldn't
more doesn't mean we wanted
Yes.
more.
you couldn't depend on the
More
norm?
we couldn't depend on him because he was slacking off his job. Shit.
Exactly.
Then he wasn't.
I
He,
was being
then he
good, so
wasn't
I
dependable
had
at
to pick up
all.
the slack.
Then he wasn't dependable at all.
Doesn't mean he wasn't
That does
dependable
not
to
mean
begin with.
that.
Yeah, it doesn't mean he wasn't dependable to begin
Yes,
with.
just
He
like
could be
you were
dependable,
saying.
do his
Like I
job.
was saying, I want to be taken care of, but if my husband should get sick or whatever, will I leave him? Absolutely not.
But bitch, you have to look at it like this. Look, you can depend on your woman for sex, right? But if she stopped it, and if she was a freak in the beginning, but then she stops it, didn't mean she was never a freak. Just means she's not a freak now.
No, if I tell my wife,
then equate shit to sex.
No. If I say it's just a common, it's just a common ground. If it was like if I would say, oh, you're giving me less sex, which meaning is like you're not giving me as much as you were before. I need more of that. I need that. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Like you're not dependable as much. I need more dependency. I need you to be. You know what I mean? I need to depend on you more. Like you becoming less of what I need. You becoming less of what. But you becoming less of. Okay. You becoming less of what I need. That's what I'm like. I need more. Because as we get older,
you don't need more. You need to live up to your value. Live up to what the fuck we talking about. It has nothing to do with being less
more like another couch or anything. No.
More is not past the threshold of what you stated it at. Like if you stop doing something, doesn't mean that because you stop doing something.
That's a relationship.
I want you to be.
When you ain't got it, I got it. When I ain't got it, you got it.
Well,
that's a relationship. That's a marriage.
Hey, look, when your pussy not working, your mouth does, right? Sorry.
Hey,
I don't know because
when you're doing less,
get hard either.
Your mouth,
hey man.
Oh my god!
When your pussy and your mouth doesn't work, your hand works. Like so, there's no.
Like I said, you equate everything to sex.
No, what I'm saying is, but because it's simplicity. Because when it comes back down to it, everything comes to sex. All finances, all that shit. Pull all that shit out. A connection means everything before finances and all that shit. If you don't, you're a gold digger. If you put everything else on that plateau before connection and before sex, intimacy, true intimacy in sex, then you on some different level shit. You on materialistic shit. Because the basis of life, take everything away. It's you and me. We should be able to connect on a simple level and just be able to be against the world. Be against the world. Because our chemistry should thrive. And if I'm not able to do something, you should be able to be like, provide this, like, yo, but like, look, babe, we should be intertwined like a fucking rug. You know what I mean? Like a thread. You know what I mean? That shit, it should be that way. Nobody looks at it that way. Look, oh, I need financial this. Take all that shit away. What happens if the fucking world went to nuclear shit or the fucking earthquake or something happens to the world and y'all have to look at each other? Pandemic, right? When you have to look at each other like, shit, we can't go outside, right? Y'all have to fucking look at each other. Now you can't fucking stand the person that you living with?
That's why you need vulnerability.
Are you kidding me? Okay, vulnerability is one of them, but you also need intimacy. You also need communication. You also need trust. You also need to be able to lean on a motherfucker. Take vulnerability out of it. Take it out of it. You should be able to ride with your motherfucker. Your person. Everybody like, oh, my person. Are you able to ride with your person? Are you able to, your leg break, your person can drag you out of that situation, do the best job they can, and not leave you there to die, instead of going on about their business. Your person.
So Rachel Holly, Knowing that money is simply spending power, what types of trading power do you possess to increase your spending power? Meaning, what are you able to do that can be monetized?
Simply put, sure.
Crickets. Like what skill sets you have, right, to continue to make money.
Right.
That's so I think that's something that's super important to me. And that's why, like I was saying before, it's like I want someone who can, it's not about just having a job. That's only one stream of income.
I think I know Rachel Holly.
Yeah, Rachel's killing it with the questions.
Yeah.
Killing it.
I think I know her. Ladies want to expound? Miss Chris, you want to expound on that?
What am I bringing to the table?
No, meaning, what are you able to do that can be monetized?
Okay, I don't know what the word monetized means.
Okay, what skill set you have to make money?
Oh, what skills? I told you I want to be taken care of, so I don't. That's not it.
So you can't be saying that.
I know my mindset is straight. I know what the fuck I want. You know what I'm saying? So if he fall ill, he gonna have the insurance and all that shit. Can shit happen? Wow. Yes, I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. But I'm getting older. You know what I'm saying? So my husband, he gonna be a little bit older. So we got insurance policies and all that. I gotta be on the 401k. I gotta be on the car. I gotta be on the house. I gotta be the first beneficiary.
Yeah, I love her.
If I'm gonna wipe his motherfucking ass, if he gotta get in a car accident, don't have no legs, and I gotta wipe his ass, I need to be all that stuff.
Hey, what is attitude? I love that APT attitude. Like, run that shit. Like, you don't give a fuck. We got food stamps. Let's ride.
Hell yeah, we gonna eat. Shit, we gonna eat. That's what we gonna do. We gonna eat.
Hey, look, we broke as fuck, but she cooking.
You goddamn right. We gonna eat. So that's what we gonna do.
I wanna expound on this too, because I don't think the question was just towards the women. I think it was to the men too. So I'm gonna let Kat go ahead and I'll go after notice it before we go into our next comment.
I think priority is a major factor in all of it. If you are able to prioritize things in life, things should go a lot more smoother, even in the financial department.
What do you bring? What are you able to do that can be monetized? What skill set you have that can be
money management? I can.
What if I get an account for that? What if you give, rich guy, you get where he can get an account for that?
I also know how to. To me, it's money management and prioritizing. If your priorities are set and straight, and you're able to maintain the standard of what you hold, like, to me, like, that's just what it is. Like, I don't know really what to say about that, because I was always, like, you guys talked about the whole marriage thing. Like, yeah, I was raised on the whole marriage, like, oh, you want to be married, but then unfortunate circumstances happened to where I had to learn to be just independent. I never wanted to be put in a situation like that. So what I bring and what I can benefit from it all is just prioritizing and being smart with stuff.
It's truly sad. It's
sad
to think that way.
I think for myself, being raised by my father, straight hustler, right? Like, there's multiple things I could do, like, to monetize. Even if I was
just gonna tell you that. I was gonna get on you for a second. Like, hold on. I know you just did not just go past the whole
just
fucking.
Give over that, right?
Just give a whole fucking life.
A whole life.
A whole life. I was about to say that. Like,
yeah, I know, and I think that goes directly into me being independent. My dad always wanted to make sure that I could care for myself. From just being able to just buy something and resell it, You know, if I lose my job today, I could go buy this. I'm gonna resell it for this, right? Or even skill sets from that you guys would like deem as being manly. Like, yo, you need me to fix that, I'll fix it for you, pay me. Like, you know, so from these kind of skills, like these hands-on skills, from skills that are very professional skills, like, you know, just seeing efficiency, building efficiency, management of like kind of any type, like is like I could do all of it. So I think you definitely have to be able to bring something. I feel that myself, you know, I have a kind of like my dad, jack of all trades type of thing.
Now, you know what dudes like, because I'm gonna expound on this too, like what I bring, but you know what dudes like see, like when they hear stuff like that, they're like, oh my God, dude, like we gonna make $1 billion. Like, oh man, you know what I mean? Because they see that there's much more to this. You know what I mean? It's not the fact that she could cook and clean. We could get somebody to cook and clean. Shit, we could hire a maid.
Those are not my strong suits at all either. I want a maid. I want a maid.
That's the case, and you can hire anybody to do anything.
If that's the case, my motherfucking dishes. I cook a lot, and I get tired of washing dishes. So goddamn it, he better get me a goddamn maid at least twice a week. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm not getting younger.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm getting older, so I even now need help because I have a brain injury. So even now I need help. So if I need help now, oh yeah, nah. I only do it because I had to right now. That's why I'm looking. I gotta be taken care of. No way, nope, cannot be any other motherfucking way.
So with me, it's like I've never really. You know, y'all pretty much know me as an entertainer and playing drums and entertaining people across the country and shit. So I've never, you know what I mean, had a real actual job, like a 9 to 5. But I've noticed when I hit a wall with drumming, right? And that's when it becomes to like, when I look at it, what else can you do, right?
Yeah.
Not just what you know how to do, right? Not just your priority skill set, your top skill. What else outside of that can you do to make more wealth accumulate? Or like, what if, like, because I start thinking about like, I'm gonna get old. I ain't gonna want to play drums all the time. You know what I mean? I like talking to people on the stage. I like doing that. I might have to start transitioning, making some things happen, and start learning some other new routes. So I locked myself down for like 5 years to just learn a whole new crap. Learn digital, learn how to stream. I learned how to monetize it. I learned how to build financial literacy. I literally learned how to get business credit and business funding and all of these things to be able to not only keep my family well and be able to keep the house good for like a year or 2 years or whatever. Because that's how I pay things out. I like to pay things out in large lump sum or have the money set up to pay that out for a large lump sum. You know what I mean? And so those are the things that, you know, I see that my skill set and to where I'll always have a good substantial financial backing to at least take care of the hard stuff. You know, I mean, there's a thing saying like, I'd rather be rich with problems than to be poor with problems. So,
agree.
You know, before we get on, I know Notice got to go. Happy birthday! Oh, you don't got to go?
I got about like another 20 minutes. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, so
about hours. Yeah, about hours. Let Cat go though.
Go ahead.
Yeah, guys, I got a pounding headache.
So everyone is adjusting to change in times and circumstances, right? So I said there's a lack of structure in relationships. Jacob said, I agree. It's the mindset.
Mindset.
If the mindset isn't there, then
everybody's going
how
in.
could
like,
it's so crazy right now.
Crazy. Hey, the culture is lacking due to mothers not being in their own instilling and being their own instilling that in their family. The mothers and grandparents are who kept the culture or way of life, from the food to the clothing to knowledge, wisdom, and understanding.
Hey, Notice.
What's up?
I'm gonna need you to read me a book.
I'll read you.
You should think about doing Audible.
Nah, I know that everybody tells me that. Like it's like Jasmine tells me all the time. Like, nigga, you should be like.
You should do Audible.
Yeah, you take hours. I should. You're right.
Yeah, it's gonna pay you.
Hey, niggas get checks off that, man.
They
do.
You like $400, $500 for an hour.
Yeah.
You could possibly introduce me to my future husband. You know?
Oh my gosh.
Nigga, your future husband is somewhere on these airways.
He's somewhere out there.
I'm introducing you already.
Hey, husband, how you doing?
Okay, so I'm not gonna run from this comment. So with this first line, what do you think of this, Miss Chris?
The culture is lacking due to mothers not being in their own.
Well, yeah, because of what? Yeah, of course, their culture does start to lack. It is true because
no, she said due to mothers.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not taking away from what she said. Exactly. They do start to lack because of the fact that back in the like 1920s, like Tiff said, you know what I'm saying? They were more dependent on their man, but as time has progressed, they have come. Men have become less dependable, and times have changed. Women want to be more independent. So of course, if she's out there being independent, she's not able to do that. Or as for myself, I had 5 kids, and I had to provide. I didn't have the help of a father or a husband or anything like that. So therefore no, I wouldn't say that. Yeah, I wasn't able to give them all of me. One, I didn't know who I was at the time anyhow. But yeah, but you know what? You give them what you know. And if you're conscious about it, then you do what you can. And I'm conscious about it. I cook in my culture, and and my kids are biracial, half black, half Mexican, and I cook their culture food. You know what I mean? So I try to do. Huh?
You don't know how to make no Spanish rice.
Didn't I say we always got a lot of dishes because I'm always cooking? You know what I'm saying? You know what you're talking about, bro. That's all right, though. You still younger than me. That's why I got all this on top.
Hey, look, I'm still bitter of you for trying to drown me when I was younger.
That's not my fault. You know how to swim.
Hey, look,
we gotta keep moving. Miss Tiff, how do you feel about this?
I think I feel exactly the same way Chris feels. I think yes, mothers do have a lot to do with it, and there's a lot of outside. Yeah, there's a lot of outside, factors that made us have to do what we have to do. And hey, you adjust to what's happening. And if you think, hey, this is the best way for me to raise my daughter, to be like, hey, you need to depend on yourself because this other person may not be there, then that's what you have to do at that time. And then we learn, right? Like, okay, we have to dial it back and give a little bit of balance. So
right.
You learn.
But it's for both parties too. It ain't just on the mama. If the daddy's not doing
that is true.
You know what I mean? He got to teach his culture too, because if you look at the culture of them Middle Eastern folks, they keep culture, and the dad keeps culture in their house.
Right, but it's the women. It's the women that keeps the dad.
Not necessarily.
If you look at any of those women are locked solid to.
Yeah, unfortunately, they are.
Unfortunate. You just said not really. Then you said it's like it's no end. I get it.
What are you talking about? You said they're locked in. They are.
Hey, just like Tone said, Miss Chris, set up your happiness, okay?
Oh, I do. I'm happy, honey. Trust. Can't you tell I'm happy? I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I'm always happy, baby. You can't ruffle my feathers unless I let you. Sweetheart, I got years on you. Years.
I love it. Ruffle my feathers.
While y'all looking to make all this money, I'm happy, honey. I'm happy. Happiness is a mindset. Happiness is a state of mind.
You just said, are you happy?
Yes.
For me, no, fuck that. Happiness is a bank account right now.
No. He said no. He didn't ask, are you happy? He said, set up your happiness.
Yeah, but you aimed it at me, bro.
No, because that's what the comment
is. You did.
Hey, you think
okay.
Miss Chris, find your happiness. You
No,
ain't
I
got
s-
that. It's found.
no, I said Miss Chris, like Tone said, set up your happiness.
Let me tell you something about
That's
delivery, which
exactly
you should
what I
already
said.
know about because you're an artist.
Cause I'm setting up my happiness. I'm doing the fucking same thing. How is that hard to fucking like? Well, that's not offensive.
Why you getting upset, bro?
You the one got big mad.
Don't worry, be happy. I seen you light a blunt all night. You must need one.
Oh, I've been smoking. I'm still smoking right now. I got a blunt right now. You want to see my weed?
Hit that motherfucker. You need to hit that motherfucker to slow down.
We gotta get you. We gotta get you.
You guys are oil and water.
Goddamn right. Shit.
Hey, this
is
is Miss Cat. This is, instead of it saying media, it should say Miss Cat will always portray us to be bare minimum. Especially black men. That's what it should say.
Who said that? I don't think so.
No, it said media. It said media will portray us. Miss Chris.
Oh, okay. I'm just making sure because I didn't hear that.
Ms. Rachel again.
The money isn't keeping us from a family. It's the mindset. A lot of women forget that money doesn't equate to the strong, resilient, spiritually guided, purpose-driven men without wealth. Purpose-driven men without wealth.
Without wealth.
Purpose-driven men with.
Well, not all women want. Not all women are looking for money either. I mean, look at you get two crackheads. They ain't rich, but they like each other.
Hey, you laugh because you know.
You know what I'm saying?
You are hilarious, bro. You're hilarious.
I'm honest, motherfucker. I'm honest. It's the truth. Your happy is not my happy.
Okay, so
not my happy. Hey.
So can I
my
ask you a
happy
question?
is your happy because y'all ain't even dancing. Y'all.
Wait. Can I ask this?
I'm just fucking with y'all.
Do your happiness do money equate to a strong, resilient, spiritual guided, purpose driven man?
Me?
Yes.
Oh no, not at all.
No, money is like
money
there's
is
no
not
correlation
everything.
Between those two.
Right. Money is not everything, sweetheart. When I'm telling you I want somebody to take care of me, I don't need a millionaire. You know why? Because with millions of dollars comes millions of problems. You feel me? Millions of dollars comes millions of responsibilities. I don't need all that responsibility.
No?
I want to wake up in my bed in the morning and not give a fuck because my husband out there working, and then when I get up, I'll cook him his breakfast. And if he need a little ass, I'll give him that too. You know what I mean? Because it's my job to do my wifely duties, which I don't have a problem. But he gonna motherfucking take care of me.
Yes, girl. Yes.
I'm gonna be taken care of. Mark my word. You have this on tape. When I get married, he gonna take care of me. You better believe it.
Hey, look.
I don't have time to build. I'm 45 years old. He better have something. I don't got time to build. You better have something because I have something.
Don't show your age. Tape is outdated.
Oh, baby, I'm not good for my age.
We are streaming.
I'm not good for my
age.
age.
Tape anymore.
Wow.
That's back in the 90s. All right, just let you know. Shit's old.
Wow.
No.
She said I'm referring to from way back in the day. Right.
I'm taking care of this.
Rachel said you do.
You do what?
Oh, saxophonist. What's good, Rach? Oh,
Sexy Rachel.
Hey, that's the homie. Oh man, I be having the homies tuning in. Okay. That's what's up, Rach. She used to be in my band. You know what I mean?
Hey, Rachel.
Yeah.
Did she sing?
No, she played saxophone. She was a saxophonist. Yep. So
that's how that. My daughter plays the saxophone too.
Oh, that's what's up. That's how you know I'm not like, and I've always been like, my band has always been like gender by, like, I didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? If you could play, I had you in there.
I grew up in a family that played music, a band. My dad was a percussionist.
Huh?
My dad was a percussionist.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never so that's the homie right there, man. Oh, that's what's up, man. She
Play
also
something
say
for us, Rachel.
WW3 breakout.
World
Do
War
you have
III.
Go ahead.
World War III breakout. Do you have what it takes? If we were shot back to nothing,
i.e., no stores, no flooring.
no
Hell
flowing,
yeah, I do. I raised 5 kids by
irrigation, no
myself. Hell
internet.
yeah, I do.
Can we find water? Can you make clothes, garden,
No.
hunt, etc.?
You will if you had to. You would learn if you had to. I take care of
okay.
five.
Oh,
I
okay.
take care of 5 kids. No baby
Learn if
daddy.
you
How
have
I
to
got
do
Yeah,
it,
pregnant,
but
I
you
don't know.
die first.
She
You would
said
die.
how hold on, she said how I got pregnant. I don't know.
For real, you know what I'm saying? Because I raised them all by myself. So when you're stuck in a situation, you got to make that situation work.
Right,
You
but
see?
but
So
wait,
trust me,
hold on,
believe if
notice.
I had to go
Hold
out
on,
there
notice. I gotta handle
and
this
spin a
bullshit
motherfucking
out.
donkey, you better
Look, check
believe
this
we
out.
gonna have donkey meat.
Right, but right.
We
Look.
gonna eat. Like I said, we gonna eat, motherfuckers. We gonna eat.
Check.
Chris, just
Look.
make sure to feed me too.
I
Feed me
will.
too.
I will. You're my sister. I will. I even
Check
got.
this
I
out.
even
Me,
saved
girl.
me as a plate. You feel me?
I got aunties that have 6 kids and they're great, just like you. They're great
my
with them.
God.
They raised them, did their thing. Now check this out. This ain't talking about society helping us with that,
I'm not
programs
talking
other
about
than
society helping me, honey. I know.
okay,
Trust me.
no,
Like I
having a
said, if
job.
I
Wait,
had
wait,
to
wait, wait,
spin
wait,
a
wait, wait, wait,
donkey,
wait, wait.
we
Having a
had donkey
job,
meat.
having a job is help. It's like something set up to, finance. You go get a job. That's what I'm talking about. This is saying if none of that shit was here,
Yeah, no. Hell yeah.
you can still
Where
do
do
that.
you think we come from? We're Native Americans. We was
Right, but the
skinning
men
donkeys.
did that.
You feel what I'm saying? We were hunters. What are you talking about?
I think it was over her head. I don't think she
It
understood
ain't
what
over
we was
my
talking about.
head. We were making water. Do you know how to make water? There's a way to make water by moisture. It's called, I don't know what it's
Okay,
called, but when I find out, I will tell you. I'm a
okay,
smart
check this out.
individual,
She said,
sweetheart.
I
Check
don't
this
I
know.
will
out.
survive.
Can I tell you
I'm going to
something?
survive.
Look, you
Chris,
know
I
what?
believe you will
You're
survive.
right. You're right.
Amen.
Hey, check this out. You're right. You're an
I
exception
will
to the rule.
survive.
Now check this out. Do you know they put women? There's a Netflix special and on it's where they put women on the island. They put men on one side, they put the women on
Yeah.
the other side. Right? You saw that?
Mhm.
And I
I
actually
heard
went
about
and
it.
saw that, and I was shocked. I was shocked that they manipulated half of society. I mean, half of the wealth and all the land just so women could survive. Just so women can survive,
Okay.
whether you like it or not. It's like society is set up. Like, do you know men have a 17 times strength stronger than a woman? But that
Well,
don't mean
yeah.
anything.
Yeah, I'm saying that we need to survive together. No, we're not going to do it by ourselves.
Right,
Like,
but I'm just showing you how men, like, they put the people on an island and the men
Yes,
could
we can do it
survive
by
longer.
ourselves.
What? No,
Hyenas
no,
are
no, 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 no.
asexual and still have.
I don't want to do it by myself. Like,
Oh
no,
no,
See,
I don't
that's
either.
look,
That's
like
why I
you,
need to
look,
be
you
check.
go
taken care
lift
of.
that goddamn log. I ain't trying to lift the
Thank
log.
you,
Yeah.
thank you, thank you. And
Well,
that's
I
what
don't
I'm
want to do
saying.
it by myself either. But if I didn't have a choice, yeah,
You
you
would
either
lift the
swim
log.
or you drown.
You wouldn't just go find a man to lift that motherfucker.
I'm not gonna waste my time looking for a motherfucker to put. If he on the other island, what do I look like going out looking on the whole other island to pick up a damn piece of wood I could do my damn self, or me and my homegirls?
Wow, man, this is crazy.
What? That don't make no sense. It ain't
You're right.
crazy. It's facts.
Like, there's just certain things I wouldn't do just because I'm a man. Like, I wouldn't. They're just like I wouldn't make or fix or do certain things because I know I can't do it like a woman could. Right?
Well, I'm
Right?
not trying to
If
be a
my
man. I'm just getting the job done that
that's
needs to get done. That's all I'm trying to do. I don't want to
Exactly.
be a man. I'm a strong woman. You feel me?
right,
But
but
if it's up to me and I gotta get it done and I don't have no other choice, I gotta get it done, right?
hey, strong
Right. You
independency
gotta get it
led
done.
us
I
to
hear
where
you.
we are. Strong independency. You know what I mean?
Hell
Gotta
yeah.
get it. Priorities.
Because if I
Say
waited
forget
on a
the
man in my life and my men choices, honey, I wouldn't have shit. For real.
What if he wanted to work part-time while he get his business off the ground? Are you willing to adjust?
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
I'll take taken care of. I'm cool.
Yeah.
Priorities. Forget about the system. And I think that's a real good point. Before we head out of here, we do have a little after hour. We usually do, but before we head out of here, I wanted to ask the issue with interracial dating. I really wanted to say, like, I had someone on the podcast last time. Last I'm sorry. I think the podcast before. Right. Was it I think it was the podcast before. And they were telling me that they feel Latinas do know how to treat black men or men, period, better than black women. And I wanted to like talk about that. Like, do you find that true?
No.
Okay.
I think if we're gonna do a historical search, then yes, do we have certain traits? Absolutely. You know what I mean? We were all taught differently. So of course, yes, there are certain things that I'm gonna do as a Hispanic woman that a black woman isn't gonna do, and vice versa. Because why? We're raised differently, ethnically. You know what I mean? There's things that come through our DNA that is in our DNA. However, it is about what has been modeled for you. If you don't grow up in the household of for instance, okay, on my mother's side of the family, not one of her sisters, and she has 5 sisters, has ever lost her kids to CPS. On my grandfather's side, all them bitches done lost their kids. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, like, I'm sorry, my dog came in there. It's what's been modeled for you, and there's gonna be things that we pick up along the way from other people. You know what I mean? And I don't think it's fair to say that have I been scrutinized for being with black men by black women? Yeah, but you know what I call that? Insecurity. How you gonna let me make you insecure? But that goes for anybody. You feel me? Like, how you gonna let somebody make you feel some type of way? There's millions of men. You know what I mean?
There's millions of men, but not many black men.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
No, it doesn't, because he's making the choice to still go outside his race, so it don't matter. If he was so concerned about
that's moving the goalpost, but
about him producing more black men, then he needs to stay with black women.
So the question
it does go both ways. I don't think it's fair, though. I think what we're modeled. I don't think it should just be pinned down one way.
So the question is, I was on a panel last week. Well, not last week, a couple of days ago. Anyway, and on the panel, the question came up: Do Latin women treat black men, or do they feel that they could treat black men better than black women, or are they just prone to just, you know what I mean? And the question, and
wait,
she
what
said,
was the question? Does black women think they could treat black men better?
Do Latin women feel that they treat black men better than black women?
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And she ended up saying yes, because just how, like, I grew up, but then again, like, I just treated him different. I didn't treat him like his peoples did, even though his peoples felt a certain way when I came around. My peoples really didn't. My parents kind of felt a little. They were like, yeah, he's a good guy, but you guys not going to end up together. It was nothing on his color. You know what I mean? Like, oh, he's a black guy or whatever. You know what I mean?
I don't.
So I think that, like, that was the question. You know what I mean? But what's your take on that?
What do you think about that, Tiffany? Yeah.
Cool. I don't know if we have enough time for my take on this one.
We got a couple minutes.
Because the way I treat my man, or when I had a man, is I treat him with love, and yes, I am attracted to black men. I can't take that away from who I am. Yes, I am. However, I don't think that I can treat him better than any other person because I'm going to treat him the way I feel about him. And if I love him, I'm going to treat him like I love him. You know what I mean? So for me, I'm not going to pin it down just to, can let Latin women treat black men better? I don't know, because I know some fucked up ass Latin women that treat their black men like shit.
I like Chris's answer. I'm going to go with hers. Ditto. A good answer. I like it.
Why? Because it's a safe ground.
No, that ain't
safe.
No,
I think it's a. I think
that's a safe ground. That's just like saying. That's just like saying. No, that's just like saying black men treat white women like shit, and they treat Latinos, and they treat like we are. I mean, that's just saying fucked up people
like shit. What are you talking about? I've seen it myself.
No, nigga. That's like saying that there's all fucked up shit in everybody. That's what you just said. That's like, and that's inevitable.
What are you talking
but
about?
That's not what we're talking about here. The whole point was, on a mass scale.
I don't think Latina women treat black men better. I think that is a blanket statement. I think that's a racial statement. I think that's hurtful towards black women. I think that's why there's division between women, black women and Latina women when it comes to people dating outside their race, because people want to pin us up against each other. I'm not going to be pinned up against no motherfucking body to make nobody else feel better. I treat people the way I feel, and remember that people treat you the way they feel is a reflection of themselves. So I feel good, so I'm gonna treat you the way I feel. But I don't like to be pinned up against a black woman because I have kids by black men, and I've gotten hell from black women. Not all black women, but some have given me hell.
Way too fucking extreme. It wasn't even on that crazy racism shit. I don't ever get on that shit. The whole point was, I'm in a fucking interracial relationship, so you don't think I fucking have these conversations all the time? Fuck yeah. I have these conversations with black women all the time. We had a conversation. No, wait. They don't, man. We just have the fucking conversation. They don't take it all as racial shit.
Do you feel it's okay that
wait, fuck all that. Hold on, fuck that.
She's a black woman, Dad.
No. You're not gonna just move over me like that. This is the fuckery I'm talking about. It's the fact that people take like little shit and they make it a whole fucking epidemic, and then now they take clips out and want to fucking make a whole fucking soundbite off of some fucking racist shit. And it had nothing to do with the fucking conversation. The whole point was simple. I had a conversation with the black girl and the Latin girl on this show. Matter of fact, my auntie was on the show that had the conversation with me. And she said, I agree. I don't do that. Me personally, I don't treat my man like that. But yes, I can see how, because of the lifestyle that they grew up in. And it has nothing to do with, it can be racial if one likes the other race. So it can be racial. It was just saying.
I think it's a racial statement regardless, because you're talking about one race in comparison to another race. So you have no choice.
I think women take it there because that's like Michael B, right? Michael B started taking pictures of white girls and black women tripped out. Then he take a picture of, you know what I mean? It's like unless when it comes to black men, it's a racial thing. But when it comes to black women going outside, it's not a racial thing. She can do, a girl do you, bro.
Regardless if people try, I'm gonna ignore the fact we don't see color. At the end of the day, it is a racial thing, regardless of who's doing it. Especially if you're making it a very comparative statement. Does this race treat this person better? Does black treat? It's comparative of what races, not of women. You didn't say, oh, this type of woman. You said this type of race. So if you would have said, hey, do
you
college graduate women treat men better? That's different, because now you're evaluating the type of woman. You said, does this race of women or whatever panel you was on? So it's already a racial comparison.
Well, the question was, do most Latinas feel that they treat black men? Feel that they treat black men as a Latina? Feel like you treat black men better? I've seen this question being asked on many scales, and it never came off as a racial tension type of issue.
It doesn't have to be tension, but there is race played in there.
unless you take it, unless you don't, well, unless the person don't know how to have the conversation, then yes. Unless they take it offensive, then yes. Because now they taking it to an offense of it being they're not able to have the conversation, as we can see. They're not able to have the straight up conversation and say she really feels like she does treat, like, you mean tell me she ain't got no conversations by herself talking about how she does treat certain men better and how black women is this and how woo and woo.
Yeah.
Come on, they do have these conversations just like black men about black women and black women about Latin dudes or whatever the case may be. I was on a panel the other day where all the black women were like, we only date outside our race. We don't date black men.
But I'm saying
and it wasn't
totally
no racial tension. It wasn't like, oh, well,
yeah, you don't have to have racial tension to have these conversations, but you have to be conscious that it's a racial statement. So you can't like deem Chris because she's bringing up race, because it's a race thing. So you don't have to have tension behind it. I think everybody should be able to have these healthy conversations.
For her to say you're pinning me up against black women, that's the difference. I didn't ask you, period. I said literally, do you feel Latinas as a general whole? And to feel like you're literally specific pointed out of that shit, anybody, no.
Well, because she's Latina,
I can look.
so
I can say this verbatim. Do black men want to be with black women on a high scale? Other than other race, other than a Latina, other than, right? I can literally have the conversation and say, yes, they do. It's just the way society is built. They just rather go with the other because it's non-combative. They don't have to deal with the issues or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? It's just lesser. They just feel like it's just peaceful or whatever the case may be, right? And it has nothing to do with like, it just says that we need to make some corrections. We need to figure this out. We need to have the conversation. You know, so I can see how that can be like very ostracized for some people. You know, black men and black women are passionate people. We share history and culture. We mirror another. I get it. Assisting, pushing them to do what they want to do. I get it. No, you're right. I feel that. And that's why, that's why we need to have these conversations, people. You know what I mean? Because it needs to happen. It has nothing to do with, the whole racial tension, and that's weird, man. That's the only part that I have a problem with. You know what I mean? I really do. And if we don't see those things, that's just not right, man. But I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think, how y'all feel about it. Comment below. If you guys felt tonight was very weird and Filter Our Fridays, you know what I mean? It was very filtered. You get what I mean? Last man standing. And that's how you just gotta, you know what I mean? You gotta keep your head up. You gotta stay strong, but you gotta be able to filter out life's BS, man. And that's BS. If we can't have the uncomfortable, who can we have the conversation with? Right? I did a panel. You guys should go watch the video the other day. I had the same conversation. It was funny. It was laugh, no malice, no maliciousness, nobody angry, nobody coming at each other's neck. None of that, you know what I mean, crazy stuff came up. It was great. People, GasmaskTribe TV podcast where we filter out that bull. And before we head out of here, I would like to make sure you guys understand that it's all with love. It's no malice. It's not with malicious form. Don't come for people's heads. We just like to have the conversation. I really appreciate y'all for tuning in. And did you hear that? No? So thank y'all. Appreciate y'all so much, man. And before I head out of here, right, that part, Biz. I mean, it's crazy because we was having a conversation with you earlier about that. You know what I mean? I'm certain moving forward, right, with the tough subject, keep at it. Hey, man, you have to, man. You have to keep at it. You have to keep at it, man. And there's nothing in the malicious form, man. You have to keep at it. And hey, whether people like it or not, I can't change. I am me. It's gonna be me forever. And I just hope y'all understand this is where we like to filter out the BS. You know what I mean? So thank y'all for tuning in. Really appreciate y'all. GasmaskTribe TV podcast where we feel talk that bull. I think Notice. Where you at, Notice? Notice left us. He probably went to go take a boo boo. Thank y'all so much. We'll come back later with the after hours. Cheers.